Hello. It's just Matt and me for now.
I was just letting you go into song, but
right. I know.
I mean, we could wait to see if Jack shows up so he doesn't miss the song. But...
Nah, he'll be like 2-3 minutes late, and and then I'll already be done, and he'll say, "That was your best one," and I'll go, "How do you know? You weren't even here." All right, short one.
Oh, in the key of C.
All right. Well, you're listening to the Ramblecast, the podcast that you thought wouldn't last. Why is Boston always saying cunt? Jack says it more, and Matt's in charge. And you're listening to the Ramblecast. I thought about writing a second verse, but I was like, it's good enough.
A way to come out swinging with a reference to our last show.
Exactly.
So, did you like the show image that I made for this week?
I did. I laughed. That's why I wrote greetings programs for my
okay.
Yeah.
Guess who's finally here?
Oh, you finally.
Sorry, I'm late.
We can finally start the show.
I had to say something to Gladfelder boys, so they came over tonight, last minute things.
Well, wait. Was it the C word?
C word.
Yeah, you said it.
No. No, that was Chris.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was it though?
What? The C word?
Yeah.
Chris started that.
Yeah, but you were part.
You're the one that drived it home.
I mean, once it was open, you were just
if Chris says it, I can say it. So.
Matt had a few of them too.
I did.
Don't try to sit there and say it was just me. Because I even said, "Whoa!" And he goes, "What?"
Well, Nick opened up the show with a C-bomb drop, so yeah, you're gonna have to go back and listen to.
We're live.
Yes.
Wow, we were a
little bit late there.
Yeah, see that now.
We were 30 seconds away from Jack talking shit about something.
No, I was about to say the C word again. No, I'm kidding. No, I said it just to make so it was so Chris wouldn't look so bad.
Yeah, I kind of leveled the playing field.
Yeah, so
you gotta
help each other out. Sometimes you say something you shouldn't say, and you gotta
see a word, say a word.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever see that video, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever? And it's like the kid's probably 5 years old, but he's English, and his mom says, "Okay, I'm gonna allow you to say one bad word. I'm gonna leave the room, and then you can say it, but just one time." And she's got a camera on him, and then as soon as she closes the door, you see him look in the camera and go, "Cunt." And he's like in such an English, accent, and it's so funny.
Well, now Nick has said it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you weren't on the last show where it came out.
I was not.
Apparently, Will in the chat is saying Nick is still on the show.
Yeah, God.
Yeah,
I missed one episode.
At least you have it set up for the right day, Matt.
Yeah, by the way, if there's ever anything like that, you need to just text me.
Well, you know what it was?
I'm not on Messenger.
I don't
have notifications. I get on it, but it's so infrequent.
I didn't see it till late because Sherry said something. So I went.
Sherry, just text me next time.
Yeah, but I didn't have my phone. My phone was downstairs. I go, I'll get it later. But then I took a Chewy and.
And then
fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Where is Chris?
He said he said about 45 minutes ago that he had just left work, so he'd miss a few minutes, but he would be.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was doing another show, so I couldn't.
That's what Nick and I guessed, and we were like, Sherry's in the chat waiting. She's ready to go.
And I apologize, Sherry and Matt K.
So I
and
just
Will
was
Fry. Again, the Gladfelder boys came in last minute. Jay has a concert. Colleen.
Those boys.
Yeah, Colleen.
And you said, okay, you guys have to go to bed, but you can say one word, but make it.
Well, they've learned words from their mom and dad, so it just because did I tell you? I don't think I sent you the video of my, youngest grandson in San Diego. Let me see if I can find that video. Oh, they were up at Disneyland. And let's see if I can find it.
Disneyland.
They were at Disneyland. I didn't want to go because I said it's going to be too hot. But I think Nick can tell you the weather in San Diego was, oh my God, perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
it always takes me a while to remember the weather in San Diego because it's kind of like Colorado.
It's so forgettable.
No, it's because it's the same as like LA. Like you had that marine haze for like the first 4 or 5 hours in the morning, so it's just kind of like it's not overcast, but it's not sunny. It's just kind of there, but it keeps it cool.
It's called June gloom, but this is July, so it's July gloom.
July gloom, yeah.
Because June, if you go to the beach in June, don't expect to see the sun till like 2 o'clock.
Right. Yeah. And then when the sun does come out, it's like, whoa, it's heat on you, and so it goes from being very comfortable and you're like, this is great, to all of a sudden you're like, shit, I'm on the sun,
Might as well be walking on the sun.
Well, there are some days where you got to check that UV index, and if that UV index is hot, it's like you're gonna burn. So
burn, baby, burn.
And then roughly around 6 o'clock, when the sun really starts to kind of go down, 7 o'clock, that breeze comes in, just like San Francisco and real in the Pacific. The breeze kind of comes in from the ocean, and if you don't have a layer on, you're gonna be like, shit, it's cold, and if you're more a few blocks in San Diego, then it won't bother you. But if you're right there on the water, it's cold.
It can be cold, and it was nice. I mean,
it was nice.
Here we're having a heat wave.
Right.
The heat index is like 104, 105.
We just had our cool off, like the first time in I don't know how many days. It's the first time in all of July, for one, that we actually opened up the windows of our house. It was that cool outside, and I mean, we went for a walk, and it was like, oh, there's a breeze in the air. It's chilly, so it's getting down. It's getting down to the 60s tonight. So we're really excited.
I'm jealous.
I know,
because it is hot and humid here.
Trust me, I've been there.
But
I've been in that.
Before we went, we
living it up now.
Living the dream. Before we left, it was like it rained every day here. Rained, I mean, heavily. Rained here. So I told San Diego, we're just gonna have to roll the dice with the flowers. Hopefully it rains 3 or 4 times, and it won't be a problem. Well, of course, it rained once, and it rained the last day before we came back, and it came back to dead flowers and stuff. I go, I don't know what to tell you. I go, the only one left in town was your daughter, and we were lucky she came over once to look at the cat. But it's so hot. But even because my brother-in-law and sister who we were staying with, they live in Santee, and it's East County of San Diego. And when the summer comes, it's the dry heat. It's not humid, but it's a desert. Hot. Yeah, it's a desert. It was perfect weather. I mean, we go downtown. We went to the Padre game this Monday night. Perfect weather. Everything was just perfect. I was like, I don't want to leave. Please, I don't want to leave. But here's my grandson. Maybe hopefully you can hear it.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Damn it.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. And I go,
what'd you say? What'd you say?
So all week he was going around saying, damn it. And of course, I couldn't, that's one of my words. I go, well, yeah, that was me. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you want to keep him from saying that, get him out of here. They also stayed when they weren't in Disneyland. They went to Disneyland for 3 days, but they also stayed at my sister's house. And I got this kid waking me up in the morning. Papa, wake up. Papa, wake up. I go, where are your parents? But it was fun. We had a great time. Got to see Nick. I was
in IRL.
Yeah.
IRL.
In real life.
Oh, in real life. Yes. Thank you. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Or in the flesh.
In the flesh.
I mean, it's the same number of syllables. So, like, what are you really saving?
Yeah.
It's like be right back. BRB. Yeah. It's the same.
BRB.
Yeah. So, that was the first panel that I think most of us attended was the Jay and Jack panel, or the Lost panel.
Sold out as always.
As always, yeah. About the same normal attendance, about 20 to 30 people.
Some good questions, I thought.
I thought really, Ralph really all the stuff he had to say was what kind of made the panel this year. Just because, so Matt, Ralph was not really plugging his documentary. I guess he was a little bit, but
well, why wouldn't
he was really telling stories that
was the only reason he was there.
Yeah. But he was telling stories that were told him that didn't make it into the documentary. Either stuff that people said don't put this in, or just little stuff that he was. And the fascinating one that it really made you want to watch Lost again was Damon Lindelof, and then the other guy, not Carlton Cuse, but the other writing guy that was kind of behind the whole concept of Lost. Javier or something. Yeah, something. He had thrown out early on that the island was a spaceship, and ABC shot that down immediately. Said like, no, we don't want this to be a science fiction show at all. You know,
which was it a science fiction show?
You know, but they Ralph didn't say this, but I assumed this was implied. Is that, you know what? We're still going to write it as if it's a spaceship, but we're just never going to say it's a spaceship. And when you think about it in that context and you watch the show, Ralph was pointing out all these parallels in the show through the seasons. You're like, it totally makes sense. Totally makes sense now. You know, and like,
also the fact that it can move. That it has it has this kind of magnetic field around it. You know, like. And that you can't find it, that it would be invisible on the horizon.
Stealth.
It goes stealth.
Well, I go better ending.
It's got a steering wheel.
Well, and then I forget who was it said. Someone else after this whole conversation, somebody said, "Well, would you guys want to reboot her?" And then I think it might have been Colleen said, "I think you have your answer right there, like the beginning of it, like if they make it, you bring Jorge and you bring." You don't have to bring necessarily let's see, what's the kid's name?
Walt.
Yeah, you don't have to. But you need to have a Walt character and Jorge. You have them be the guys that run the island, and then you kind of you're still acknowledging the first season, but then it's like, but now we're actually getting into the more.
I always thought. Once Lost ended too, like you have Sun and Jin's children. And the aspect of them like wanting to know more about their parents, he never
met his dad.
So you can have like outsiders that
that
would be like in the quest of, and that would be an interesting dynamic.
Well,
I can't imagine his daughter being, Sun and Jin's daughter being well behaved, because look who's raising her. The grandparents who are terrible people. I mean, again, Jin should have said, "Okay, son, sorry you got to die, but we got to raise our daughter."
Right.
I took a lot of heat for that, but I still say
I agree with you.
I understand. I understand where you're coming from, Jack, and I 100% agreed with you at the time. However, having known people in my life that have lost spouses, some of them I think would probably rather go with their spouse as opposed to like. I'm not saying like that they are clearly thinking this through, but in the depression or the thought of losing your spouse,
that's true.
That you're almost kind of like, kind of sucked into this kind of realm of like.
I get it, but
especially. I mean, I agree with Jack.
Not saying that's right, but I'm just saying that's I can see now, having known people like going through stages of grief. Anyway.
I agree with Jack, though. I think in that scenario, I think more men in that situation would be like, "No, you've got to live. You got to take care of our daughter. You've got to do this." And I mean, I've known too many women, too many mothers out there. They would never allow their child to live without one of them. To them, once you become a parent, your child really becomes focused,
for sure.
Not you.
The child comes first. I mean, I love my spouse to death. But the whole thing, ocean. Who do I save? I mean,
right? No, look, I'm not saying that. Like, kid, but, I just think I've never seen the other side until having known people that have gone through losing a spouse.
No,
that I could actually kind of see the other side of the rainbow and be like, okay, I could see where people could get to that point. I still say that the right thing to do is, as a parent, the logical thing in that moment. One of you is going to be in the fight or flight, like we need to survive. But
And a lot of it has to do with who is going to end up raising my child.
right.
Like,
I also wonder too, like,
okay, I don't even respect that guy, and he's going to raise my child.
I also wonder too, like the writers, like had how many of them had children at the time?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because Spielberg has often said that like Close Encounters is like a movie that he would not have. Oh shit!
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't even
Chris
see
just sitting there waiting.
Chris is
He just watching us for like the last 10 minutes. Confront these guys.
I don't know.
Well, we couldn't see you.
Yeah, I was oblivious.
Look at these
to
three
it.
fucking cunts.
So.
Sorry, boys. I just got home.
Well,
I'm not gonna repeat it.
Yeah. The other thing, Matt and Chris, now that he's joined us. So we're talking about Jay and Jack's panel, Chris, at Comic-Con, and Ralph had really told a lot of interesting stories during.
Oh,
the
he was on
panel.
our 300th episode. You should.
I noticed. I was like, oh, the one time I'm not there, you invite fucking Ralph on.
He invited himself. Actually,
No.
I talked to him about it. I heard you took my spot. He's like, well, it wasn't really a taking your spot. It was more like, come join us. Why? And I was like, oh, okay. But so Chris, just to kind of catch you up, Ralph had talked about how there's a lot of stuff in the documentary that didn't make the cut either because the people asked the stories they were telling don't include this or it just wouldn't fit the kind of narrative that they were going with. And the other writer or the other producer, not Carlton Cuse, but Damon and what was his name again?
Javier.
Yeah. Javier had put forth this idea that I don't think a lot of people knew, is that originally they had proposed that the island in Lost was going to be a spaceship that had been crash landed on Earth. And that's why it moved around. That's why it had a force field. That's wy it had rooms. That's why.
Fuck that.
But hear it out though. Hear it out. It's actually a really good theory. But ABC said no, we don't want this to be a science fiction show, which got a laugh because it is a science fiction show. But it said, but if you look at the way the show was written, it's like they kind of just said, okay, well, we'll just never acknowledge that it's a spaceship. And Ralph was making this point about, think about the smoke monster at the beginning. It's just this smoke monster. It's got these clicking sounds. It's reading people. It's it's reading their memories. It does that with Jack. It does it with
Locke,
and I'm thinking of the other guy, the guy that
Echo.
Yeah, it does it with Echo, and then it can take their form, and so it's kind of the only thing that's left, alive from the ship. It's not really alive, but it's that thing. And then think about the four-toed statue. Think about all these things that were probably, because obviously these people weren't the first humans to be there. It's like, what if it was like Egyptians? But then the best point, though, what I really liked about it, because Ralph I think this was Ralph's theory. He'd probably be better if he was here telling it. But he said, I've always been a man of science. And a lot of people think of the ending as a faith episode of it's all comes back to this. He goes, in my mind, knowing the alien spaceship theory now, the way I think about it is the reason why Man in Black and the Smoke Monster are so bitter is that every person they've ever scanned was a piece of shit human being, and he said the way that I interpret the church scene now is, what if, because of the epilogue, Jorge is basically saying, we need to start over, all this. He's like, we want you to purge your entire computer system on the ship of the human experience. And we're going to give you an example of two good people, and so the church scene is kind of like the last thing where all these memories are together before they get pushed out of the system. And I thought it was an interesting thought. I was like, that's an interesting way to look at it. And they said, and the reason why Walt and Harold are not there is because they were the father son love good memory, so they are the two people that are allowed to stay in the computer system. But
the smoke monster could have been an alien, that survived, that's trying to get off the island,
right?
And it needs something to. I really wish they would have gone. again, I love Lost, love the ending. I have no problems, but I think that was a better ending, especially if we don't find out till the end. And that was a theory. People had that theory.
Yeah.
Because people would send it to me, I go, spaceship, where are you getting this from?
Right.
And now I know. But Jack, they wanted to do a whole volcano aspect to the show, but the network would not let them for cost reasons. Did you ever find out what the storyline was going to be? I did not.
Yeah, that was that was actually part of, was it season? What season was it when you had the
volcano was going to ruin half to take over?
Well, the season with a classroom setting on the island with young
right.
They were talking about the volcano.
Yes, right.
In that scene.
Dharmaville.
Is it a 3 or 4?
I kind of always thought the cork in the island was part of that as well, like in some weird way. But now it also kind of makes sense if you think about like a, Star Trek nuclear reactor kind of style, like plugging it up. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Yeah, but like I said, it was an interesting panel. Just to the discussion back and forth, and Ralph was really getting people's brains kind of working in the world of Lost, which that had not been activated. I mean, you hadn't thought about the show like that in a long time. Where you're actually going, let's think about that theory for a minute. Let's try to poke a hole in that. And it was just interesting to hear these different theories that I had not considered.
But like I said, there was great questions. Yeah, I was a little dizzy, but that's okay.
Yeah, Jack took some
mescaline,
some mushroom edibles.
Before the show.
Yeah.
No.
Before the panel.
Did you listen to that, Nick?
Before the panel,
I did.
No, my blood level was up to
300.
300. So it was like
nice.
Yeah, that's why I said, "Oh, look, the cunt's here."
That is the third time you've said that. I'm not going to.
And you guys even missed the song. I mean, he dropped it in the song.
Oh, really?
I forgot why I even dropped the C-bomb, but if I drop a C-bomb, it's justified, at least in my head.
I mean, they say it all the time in the UK, so I feel like it's just a cultural thing.
Sorry, I was a little bit late. Work duty calls.
Of course, they also call cigarettes something else too. But
yeah, do you want to suck?
I apologize, but I'll be muting myself while I eat my dinner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, it's glad to have the whole gang.
Is that a hot dog?
So
no, couldn't see it. No, couldn't see it.
Speaking of hot dogs, I will.
Subway.
Oh, is it Subway?
No, not Subway. I meant a sub.
Oh, sub.
No, hoagie.
I meant myself.
Hoagie? Oh, it's just a man sandwich.
Roast beef, cheese, mustard. Let's go.
A manwich.
You had me till the mustard.
Yeah. Got to put some horseradish on that thing.
No, I hate horseradish.
Yeah, I didn't have any horseradish. But
dude, come on, Jack. You got roast beef or prime rib. You got to put some horseradish on that thing.
I don't like horseradish sauce. I don't like it. Like at the restaurant we went to after the panel, Cindy and I got a French dip, and I said, no horseradish sauce. I don't like it. And Jay's like, I go, I don't like it. What am I supposed to eat? Something I don't like?
I mean, in Jay's defense, that's kind of what he says every time. But
yeah. A Serrano sandwich.
Not to beat a dead horse, but I'm assuming you guys already probably talked about this. But Comic-Con this year successful, or
we were just starting.
We were just kind of dabbling in.
I went to one panel, and I was only down there once.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Before we get into Comic-Con, because I have a lot of stuff to talk about with Comic-Con that will interest all three of you guys.
Yeah,
but I did want to talk about.
Hoping Nick hooked up.
I actually went on 2 dates while I was there.
Wow! Okay.
Wow, Nick.
Jeez. Okay.
But
sorry to segue there, but go ahead.
I wanted to. Before that, I did after work, because I was there 1 week for work and then 1 week for Comic-Con. In between the two, I did go see Superman in theaters. And I know Matt's seen it. Chris, did you see it? Okay. And Jack, you did not see it.
He has not seen it. It's just you and me.
Okay. And Matt had said the week before that he thought I would not like it.
Well, I was joking with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was more of a prod. It was more of a trying to.
After I saw it, I did discuss it with Jay and Colleen, and then when I saw Ralph, I discussed it with Ralph because I wanted to hear different opinions on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has one of the best openings I've seen in a long time when it comes to a comic book film. I thought it was ballsy, and I really wanted to keep that vibe. It didn't keep that vibe, but I still liked it. However, my most frustrating thing in the movie is right after that. But I walked away with that film thinking it's not bad, but it's also not like, fuck yeah, you need to see this. You know, it's like it's just right there and like it's good. You know,
Is it in your opinion?
Yeah.
The best non-Christopher Reeve Superman film?
I would put that one and Man of Steel probably in the same category.
Yeah.
I like the Christopher Reeves ones. I mean, I think just because I grew up on them.
Sure.
What about George Reeves?
No. But you know, like it is. It's Matt's right, and so and Ralph said the same thing in his reviews. Like this is a comic book movie. It is not a Marvel film. It is not a traditional.
Mm-hmm.
It's very comic booky in that it doesn't have that structure of like a normal story. But it's going to have all those random comic book elements of like this character is just all of a sudden here, and you're like, where the fuck did that happen? You know, and once you kind of accept that, you're like, oh, okay. I didn't find it woke at all. So Matt was another comment Matt said. But I know he's joking, but I didn't. I thought it was decent. I said I didn't hate it. It's not something I'm going to say like you've got to watch it, but it's you won't walk away disappointed. Either.
I'm happy that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So and that you got a chance to see it because I think that comment about like it being a comic book movie, like it feels like you picked up a Silver Age Superman just off and it came to life, you know, but more in a modern age, but like just how it has like those different elements that come in and out, and it's real sci-fi in some ways.
I mean, I'm in a way I was kind of happy in retrospect when I actually thought about the movie and that he wasn't trying to copy the Marvel formula. You know, it's like no, I'm going to make this a DC formula, and so I think that's what'll set it apart if the DC universe is successful over the next decade or however they go with this. Is like if they keep to it something that's slightly different than the way Marvel did it, then I think they'll be a success. So
did you see the other tentpole superhero movie?
I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Okay, because I'd be curious, and we'll talk about this next week.
Yeah.
I got a chance to see it this last weekend with my kids, and the wife. You know, so we all went as a family because it's fucking hot. And there ain't shit to do, and we're all clawing at each other like in the house because it's like you don't want to go outside because it's blazing ass hot. We still go for like walks in the morning and what have you, but it's like by 9 o'clock, it's just like, what are you doing? Anyway, we enjoyed it, but I'll save my feedback for when you see it. Yeah.
For everyone curious out there, we're talking about the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. First steps.
Yeah.
So.
Then here's my list of Comic-Con things that I did. I'll just start in chronological order if you want.
By the way, I think you'll give like Fantastic Four like a 7.5.
Damn. That's low for me. Like that's like
I think I'm anticipating it being low for some reason. So
I mean I gave Superman a 7.8.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which not quite an 8.
Well, so like I said, like you know, like I've kind of told this to you guys a few times. Like if it's in the 9s, that means like you need to fucking see this, and then it's the range within the fucking you need to see this. You know how, and then 8 is like go see it, you'll enjoy it. 7 is if you have time, watch it. 6 is like you know, and then anything below 6 is like just shoot yourself. Pretty much.
You should start a YouTube channel with a movie critic.
Nick, I might make the suggestion. Yeah. Make it a 5-point scale. Make your life a lot easier.
That's true.
5?
Yeah. Just
but he has variations though. If you notice, like it was a 7.8 or it's an 8 point. You know, it's a 9.6.
Most people, when you say 7.8,
yeah,
talk about an earthquake.
Yeah, right. No, but if
or
it's
a decent pizza store
7.7, like between 7.8 and 8.2 is right in that spot where it's like most people will probably like it, you know, but it's not going to be one of those where you're not going to have the poster up on your wall and like buy all the toys and shit, you know.
So what is a superhero movie and it hits an 8, or I'm sorry, it hits a 9 on your scale?
I think I've only had like 2 ever that hit a 9.
There's like a billion of them out there. 2.
Well, I mean, the thing about superhero films is that they're not well written. There's not many that are.
Sure.
I think like Civil War is probably up there, or maybe The Winter Soldier. Those are both really good ones.
Okay.
In more recent years, I really loved the last Spider-Man. I thought that was really good.
That's
Dark Knight, I kind of agree with Chris sometimes. Like the Dark Knight is a little bit overhyped. I like the Dark Knight, Matt. You wrote that in the comment. I had a friend of mine one time who's not a U.S. citizen, and I said, "Oh, we're going to watch."
What did you rate your friend?
I'm like, oh, he's like a 6 something.
Okay, so
hard swipe.
Yeah, he's in that category, Kind of like I saw Jack after his panel. He's like, Nick, hug, and I went, so I was like, oh, we're gonna watch the Nolan Batman trilogy, and he loved Batman Begins. He was like, this is so fucking good.
Batman Begins, I still stand by.
Yeah.
I think that's the best Batman movie of the current generation of
which
DC.
Batman was that?
That's the first one with
Ra's al Ghul, and when he goes and
Liam
trains.
Neeson was the bad guy, and Christian Bale's Super Batman. And I never thought about it from this point of view because he was watching it as someone who doesn't even know who the fuck Batman is, and he's like, well, I liked it because he was this kid and he went and got trained and he's trying to like do what his parents would want to do, and you see him like really grow as a character. But then when you get to the Dark Knight, it's not really about Batman anymore. It's about the Joker. And so to him, it took him out of that world. And I was like, I've never thought, but it's because we've all grown up knowing these characters. So we don't think about it that way, but he did. He's like, he goes, I thought it was good. He goes, I just didn't appreciate the way that Batman Begins. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting take.
I couldn't agree with your non-American friend.
Yeah.
I'd agree more with him if he was higher than a 6.
I'm kidding. I love this guy. He's great.
I can't respect a guy that's only a 6.
Well, before
I still subscribe. I'm like the only person that I know, and now apparently Nick, that I don't gush over that movie. But if I were to gush over a movie, I would probably need to take a break and go blow my nose and wipe my tears. So I'm gonna go do that right now on this commercial break.
What's funny is I missed last podcast, and once again I listened to it, and every single time y'all said commercial break, there was no commercial break. It's like, what the hell?
There's no commercial?
Why do we even write the numbers down?
I know.
It just feels like cruelty at this point.
It's just an odd like half a second silence, like now for commercial break.
All right,
and then it's like, okay, where's
just
the
randomly
commercial?
cuts
So
in.
she doesn't put the commercial in.
Was nobody written in and said, hey, you fuckwads, like actually put a commercial if you're going to do it?
Maybe that's the commercial. Silence.
Yeah, it's a break from us.
Yeah.
A bunch of C's.
I mean, if we knew, like, oh, hey, there's a 5-second delay, then we would just add 5 seconds
would
for
compensate.
the moat that we would, somehow we would compensate. We'd
So
say,
the broadcast hasn't had commercials either.
well, we're just not making commercials anymore. So,
All right,
The last thing I can
I
recall.
mean, I don't care.
fuck the sponsors.
Yeah.
I will not bow to any sponsors.
I give the sponsors a 4.7.
Nah, 3.2 at best.
are you talking about our like paid sponsors, or you mean like
not
the
the
commercials?
patrons.
Not the
Okay,
patrons.
okay.
Not the patrons.
The patrons,
love
I
the
give,
patrons.
the patrons I give a solid 7.9.
Nah, 10 from.
Patrons get, you know what? This rating goes up to 11.
Ooh.
Did you know that on IMDb, This Is Spinal Tap is the only one that has a rating that would go up to 11?
Really?
Yeah.
But it's only rated at a 7.8.
Out of 11.
Yeah, it makes it worse. It's you're like, oh,
Yeah, that kind of backward scale.
we recently rewatched that. The kids hadn't seen it.
I gotta
and I'd
rewatch
seen a
that.
commercial going to see Fantastic Four. I had seen a commercial for This Is Spinal Tap 2 that's coming out.
Is it the same people?
Yeah, same people.
Yeah, same people, Rob Reiner and
And
McKean.
they're all like in their 80s.
Sure, I'm
I mean,
down.
it's kind of like Mel Brooks is doing
But you know-
Spaceballs 2 somehow with a ventilator, most likely.
But like this has got a commercial with Paul McCartney, Elton John. They're showing up too, so they're in their 80s.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So-
wild and wacky.
Yeah, check
That's
out the commercial.
wild.
Anyway,
Elton's not in his 80s yet.
I won't.
Who?
I won't gush about.
Elton.
Yeah, he's a
He's-
little bit younger, right?
He's
I didn't know Elton was
78. Yeah.
So I will interject into the San Diego Comic-Con story. I think this is probably going to last probably the length of the episode because you guys did a ton of
Oh, I
stuff
got a
in
lot. Yeah, I got a
Comic-Con.
lot to talk about. Yeah.
But I will weave in and weave right back into what I think you're going to be talking about next. So
I don't know.
I recently last Wednesday we took a road trip, my wife and I. We had plans to go see Dave Matthews up in New Hampshire. Tons of fun, loads of fun. There was a great concert. It was a 2-night show. We went to the second night, and it was like, for all those that care, nobody. There was like a really lot of deep cuts. It was a really unique show. It was fun. The problem with this trip, however, was my wife planned it. And my wife is logistically challenged, is the best way I can describe it. And I actually assume a lot of ownership because at the end of the day, I probably should have overseen what her plans were logistically. And I didn't, because we had a wedding to go to after we left New Hampshire from the concert. And the plan was we're going to go to the concert and then we're going to drive to New York State to go to this wedding. Now, I had assumed when my wife suggested that as the idea, and this is probably where I made the mistake, I assumed it was a part of New York State that would be like, accessible by car easily, which it's accessible by car. But I got a text message like the days leading up to when we left, and she's like, "Why does Maps tell me it's a 6.5 hour drive from New Hampshire?" And I'm like, "Well, because it probably fucking is." It was it's like 6 hours, almost 6. It's just short of a 6.5 hour drive. So we were driving from Guilford, New Hampshire, which anybody who's from the New England area or have ever been up here, it's on Lake Winnipesaukee, which is a large lake in New Hampshire. Beautiful place, nice place. And the wedding venue was in Old Forge, New York, which I had to Google. I had no idea where it was, but it's up in the Adirondacks. And it's like 2 hours north of Utica, New York, which is already pretty far north in New York State. So when you drive from the middle of New Hampshire to get to upstate New York, you can't get there from here. So you kind of have to weave your way through New Hampshire, down into the 4 roads that exist in Vermont, and then go into New York State, and then go over the mountains, and then travel north. So it was almost a 6.5 hour drive, which is brutal. But in light of that being the case, I said, if there's never been a better time than now to subscribe to full self-driving for a month with my car. And I did. And it made the trip so much better. My car just drove us the whole way, and it was phenomenal.
Wow.
And what we ended up doing was I get in the car. I'm like, hey, we should listen to an audiobook. So I queued up and restarted listening to Project Hail Mary. And my God, I am so excited for the movie that's coming out in March with Ryan Gosling. And I didn't realize the AT&T girl is in that movie too. Melania Von, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't want to butcher her name.
We know what you're talking about.
But she plays the Russian cosmonaut that's involved in, which is interesting because in the book, spoiler alert, she doesn't really have much of a presence in the book due to things I won't share because I don't want to spoil for anybody who hasn't read or watched any of the content for Project Hail Mary. But like I was worried that my wife would be like, "Man, this isn't my thing," you know. We started listening to it, and she really started getting into it because, you know, Andy Weir, the author of that book, in conjunction with the talent, his name escaped me for a minute. I'll come to the guy who did the voiceover work for it, Ray Porter. Does such a great job in delivering like the comedy aspect of the script or the book, because there's definitely a lot of humor in Ryan Gosling's character, Ryland Grace. There's a lot of humor involved, because similar to The Martian, he tells a story about a guy who's essentially in seclusion, right? So it's a lot of like inner monologue and narrative, and like the way it's delivered is actually really, really funny. So like every once in a while, when you start kind of like getting dragged on, like they throw in like a line in there that kind of makes you smile, makes you giggle, and it's like, oh, this is kind of fun. It kind of like, it takes like a really dense sci-fi topic and like trying to like and really kind of humanizes it, which I think is really, really cool, and which is very, very unique to that story. But I'm super excited for that movie to come out. And Nick, you sent a picture over from the panel, I'm assuming in Hall H.
You got it.
That got me even more excited. So, yeah, I'll transition back to you, Nick, to talk about that part of
That's gonna be one
your
of the later
Comic-Con excursion. Shit. Sorry.
That's
dude.
fine. No,
I thought I
so
was being slick.
that was a Saturday panel, and so for everyone who's never been to Comic-Con or Hall H is a big hall, like or a big section of.
Is it shaped like an H?
It's not shaped like an H.
Okay, well, just checking.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
thanks.
So-
Just trying to get a visual picture.
No, it's because like you have different doorways into the big convention center, and Hall H is the one at the very end.
It's just alphabetical.
It's just alphabetical, but it's
Okay.
it's a big section, and it holds like 7,500 people or 6,200 people or something like that. And most of the time, it's just a stage, and then they have like 10 chairs up there and like a huge movie theater type screen. But it's something special when they either. So the only two panels that really blew me away in terms of presentation this year was Tron Ares, which we'll get to later, and Project Hail Mary. So, you had your movie screen theater, and all of a sudden when they start to get ready, you just see the curtains just keep going and going and going and like pretty much wrap around the entire room.
Oh, wow. And
that's the picture I sent. That's like the first one. I didn't send you the first one. It's just like a bunch of constellations before they even come out. And then they start showing different. You had to constantly keep looking around because they were showing still images of the movie all the time around you. And it was just Ryan Gosling, the author, the director, and then the moderator that came out. And we got to see 15 minutes of the film, 5-minute sections each. And of course, it's not coming out till March, so it's not ready. The first clip we saw, they did show them kind of in chronological order. The first clip we saw was just his recruiting of how he gets kind of, because basically
Roped into it, really.
Yeah, roped into it. Like
we've lost Jack for the listeners.
He didn't care, But basically, he's a middle school teacher, and he got his PhD. His PhD thesis was on not all life has to be a water-based carbon thing, and
water is not required to have life.
To have life, yes. And I can't remember, but they basically an emergency or something has been happening out in outer space that they can't answer, and this one system has not like gone away, and so they want to have this mission all the way out to this distant system, setting to investigate pretty much, and they get him because he's a microbiologist or whatever they call it, and that's basically the first clip that we saw was just him kind of getting recruited. The second one we saw, maybe that's in the same one. We saw him when they got the cell, Chris, it's like they have a little fragment of what they think might be alien DNA. And it's actually a funny scene. Like Chris was saying, like they put him in this huge, like infection suit, and he's like, is this really necessary? He's talking and they're like, yes. And then he's like, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I'm expendable, right? And then like all these military guys around the wall and like they don't say a word. He's like, okay,
That's the book, man. Yeah, like everything that you've described and everything that I've seen in the trailers is like spot on.
Yeah,
the book.
It was funny. Yeah, and then finally, like they unmute themselves. They go, "It would be preferable if you didn't die.
Yeah,
you're just like,
that's
shit.
actually in the book too.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And then the next two things that we saw was when he wakes up from the cryo sleep in like the bag, like the human, whatever he called it, and him struggling to get out of that, and like the robots trying to revive him and the crew. And then we saw, then him like freaking out because he's not an astronaut, and like all these things. And then we saw when he first meets Rocky for the first time.
Oh, dude.
And that's it.
Without sharing too much, like Andy Weir did, and Ray Porter for the audiobook, I did such a phenomenal job of illustrating the relationship between Gosling's character, Ryland Grace, and Rocky. And I'm not going to explain Rocky at all because that's part of the uncovering it all. Like, they did such a good job of portraying that, again, because like in the book, he's in seclusion, like he's in a galaxy far, far away, right? He's like 15 light years away or whatever, I forgot what the distance was, but it's not close. And like he's by himself, and and the way he kind of like that discovery for him is like the saving grace of his sanity, you know what I mean? Right. And it really kind of like opens up that character so much. I'm really getting a little like philosophical on this. I didn't think I was going to, but like
tingly.
Like that book does like such a great job in character development in a character all by himself. Like, I just think it was just so cool. And like, I was doing a little bit of research on Andy Weir, the author, and like, he's like a computer nerd, dude. Like, he's a programmer. Like, and like, it's so interesting that it's like the way he writes these characters is a complete reflection, like, on his personality. You can tell, like, he's somebody who works alone a lot. Like, he definitely like, it's really, really cool. Like, and anybody who, if you haven't listened to or read, I've both read and listened to. I'm now on my second listen through of the book. I highly, highly recommend this story. It's so good. Like, and it's a really interesting take on this type of science fiction / space travel / doomsday type of situation, that it's done in a way that I've not seen before. And I can't recommend it enough. And if you have we do have the time. The movie doesn't come out until March. Yeah. I absolutely recommend reading and listening to that book.
And that was the one thing I was disappointed with, is that most Hall H panels will give you some kind of free swag, because it's like,
oh yeah,
like, so for Predator we got a Predator mask, like for all the Game of Thrones we usually get a copy of the book or something, to go. And I really thought, I was like, okay, what is Project Hail Mary going to give us? Because most of the time it's just a poster, like something
Xenonite.
They didn't give us anything. I thought they were going to give us like a copy of the book, or maybe a free audio book or something.
Is this something new? Because I don't remember getting anything when I went to Hall H.
Yeah, I didn't get shit when I went to Comic-Con Hall H. Yeah. I got a long wait outside.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I got.
With multiple trips to 7-Eleven.
Seat rash.
Was there a long wait? Did you have to get up early? And
that for the Saturday panel, it wasn't too bad. That one was. So for the Friday one, me and Jana stood in line to make sure we got bracelets, so we could get there first thing on Friday to go to, because the Friday Hall H, the whole day was just awesome. I never left my seat. And then I thought of Chris, because Cliff at one point did get hungry and left, and he brought me back a hot dog. So I was like, he loves me more than Chris. So
that's a moment in time in which you FaceTime me. Like that I would have torn him apart in the front of everybody around him in Hall H if he brought you back a hot dog.
Yeah.
He likes Nick.
Yeah. And then Saturday, the only thing I wanted to see at Hall H on Saturday was the Project Hail Mary, but I knew it was important. Cliff, the one before that one was Star Trek panel, which I'll get to that too for Matt. Matt would probably be interested in that. And so we knew that the two leading into the Star Trek were kind of not really priority for a lot of people. So we went. I bet if we get there, an hour and a half before the Star Trek one, we'll be able to get in. And sure enough, we waited in line for about 10 minutes, walked right in, sat through, I can't remember what that was, then watched the Star Trek one, then Project Hail Mary. And it was interesting because we must have gotten there at the exact right time, because there was people that were coming in just for Project Hail Mary, and they said they'd been waiting for 3 hours to get into Hall H. And I was like, damn, that's just nuts. How was the MASH panel? Yeah, that's what Jack went to. He could probably tell you more about the MASH panel.
Unfortunately, most of the actors are dead, so there's not many people left from MASH. I think Alan Alda is like him and Jamie Farr.
I knew. Yeah.
That's about it.
Chris, did you say you wanted to go to the bathroom or something? Or
No.
Oh, okay.
I was saying when I waited in line for Hall H, I sat there for hours. I remember being in line for Lost for probably close to 12 hours.
It was an all-nighter.
Yeah, and like having to get up and walk over to 7-Eleven every couple of hours to take a piss. It was brutal.
I went to the hotel, the Hilton, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, same area.
Oh, the Bayfront, yeah.
No, wasn't the Bayfront. It was maybe.
You went to one of the gas lamp?
No, it was just before the Hyatt, whatever that hotel is.
Oh, the Marriott.
Marriott, that's what it is. Marriott Hilton.
Yeah,
same thing.
All right. So the next thing. All right. So after Jay's panel on Thursday, on Friday we got news that Resident Alien had been canceled. So this season is currently canceled. Yeah. This current season will be the last season of Resident Alien.
This season's not. I mean, the writing's just not what it once was. That's. Right. I mean, because I've gone back to watch this season and it hasn't caught my attention.
No.
So I think something's changed. Like because the show is just a shell of what it once was.
Exactly, and they explained that in the panel because they knew. I wasn't at the panel, but I saw enough clips of it to where they said. Well, think about it. Like this show is on the old system of it's a network show. And you have to get sponsors, but the sponsors are, not going to give you the amount of money you want to make this show because everything's now on streaming services and it's done by quick ads versus like a 30-second commercial. And it said, so we're counting on this old system trying to give us the money, but it's not there, which is the main reason why everything has gone downhill and ultimately got canceled. I was like, that's sad to hear, but I don't know. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first couple of seasons, but you're right.
Yeah.
Like it kind of had kind of run its course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You had mentioned the Star Trek thing, though.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Okay. Damn it.
I'm trying
to make him wait.
Growing and crying. Yeah. Building anticipation for it.
Okay.
The next thing I saw on Friday was the Alien Earth panel.
Yeah.
Which I got to, me and Cliff got to watch the entire first episode. And
nice.
That's going to be good. Well, we'll see. But I actually appreciate.
Wait, what was your rating?
The first episode.
We all just witnessed about 1.7 seconds of Nick just being positive about something, and then checking himself. Be like, well, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Well,
we'll see.
I've seen a lot of shows where the pilot was really good.
Then,
It was the best thing I saw all weekend, but it might suck.
You never know. It might suck.
He was almost there. He was almost human.
So I'll give you so we got to saw the whole first episode, and at first I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because it's taking place just before the original Alien movie. It's in the same type ship. It's a complete rebuilding of the Nostromo, and they're kind of on the same mission. And you see them kind of picking up not alien, not the xenomorphs, but like different alien species, kind of like Fly the Navigator. It's got all the little stuff. And at first I thought, are we just going to watch a whole nother fucking alien experience here? Like we already, but that was what was brilliant about it, is that instead of showing us that,
now it's brilliant.
You get glimpses of obviously the crew's going to get wiped out by whatever's on board. And then you just see this ship just come slamming into Earth. And, and I don't want to give anything else away, but there's a whole another plot line, and these worlds are going to overlap on Earth. And so I was like, oh, this actually looks pretty good.
Cool.
So I was impressed with that, and that's going to be on Hulu for anybody, and it'll be a series.
Yeah.
The next thing
did they say 10 episodes? Do we know they
didn't say how many episodes?
They didn't say, okay.
The cast,
it looked. I'm excited about the concept of it. So
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, like I said, I Alien has gotten such a bad run with some things, and but yeah, it looked interesting. Most of the cast were unknowns, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna watch it. Actually, everything I saw, I was like, it all looked pretty good this year. The next thing I saw,
they're also dressing up for the party, right? So I mean, this
Right.
is like their one shot to impress you. They're going to give you the greatest hits right out the gate.
That's true.
They give you the money beats.
But it was nice just to see the whole first episode because it is airing like in 2 weeks, so they have it already in the can.
What network?
Hulu, yeah.
Hulu, okay.
You know what? I did enjoy that too. I remember the last time I went to Comic-Con, which feels like forever and a day ago, but it was. I remember seeing they aired the first episode of I forgot the name of it. It was with Michael Emerson and Jim Caviezel.
Oh, perfect.
Something Target.
Person of interest.
Person of interest. Okay, yep. Maybe there's a Target on the logo or something. I don't even know. I remember they played that full episode of that, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." Like I got to see like the actual like that's a full sneak peek of like no one's gonna see this for like 6 months. It was kind of fun to be.
I liked it for the first few seasons.
Yeah,
and you realize they're only saving people from New York, so it's like fuck it.
Yeah. Even people in Boston weren't impressed with that. Like, fuck.
No, well, again, it's just like, okay, that's great. You're saving everybody in New York. What about the rest of us?
6.5 hour drive through that state. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck the Adirondacks.
Then I this was kind of a bonus. I didn't even know about this panel, but the movie The Long Walk is coming out. I think.
That looks interesting as hell.
Yeah, they really did a good job setting it up because I forgot that it's a Stephen King book that he wrote under an alias that which he's done several times, and he wrote this when he was 19 years old.
Oh, really?
Really?
Book, yeah, and it's they said like before they even talked, before they even showed us anything, they said we want to just set this up for you. Said this is a 19-year-old Stephen King. It's in the middle of the Vietnam War. He's seeing all of his friends get drafted, many of them being killed in his personal life. You should watch in the news. He goes, this is before the Hunger Games. This is before Squid Game. This is before any of this stuff is even thought about, doing. And he goes, and you have to realize that this concept of this is the same in that is that these children's misery is being filmed for entertainment for other people. He goes, but that's not the story that Stephen King's trying to tell. He goes, he's trying to show the bond between kids that are basically being sent to their death, as like Vietnam was. And so that's what this is. It's like you have one kid that's like between 18 and 20 years old from every state, and they just basically put them on a road and just say, last one that, when you drop, you're dead. And the last one still standing wins. And so they're all trying to help each other.
And for clarification, like the military-esque folks that are kind of going along with this legitimately like kill you if you stop. So like they're
correct.
Like,
Yeah.
So you can't stop walking.
You're given a warning. So like we got to watch the first 22 minutes of the film. So you see like them kind of hugging their parents and then getting and Mark Hamill is the major who's the
I had seen Mark Hamill was at something. So.
Yeah, he's the major, so he's the bad guy of the film.
Cool.
And he explains kind of the rules to them, and basically you're given 3 warnings. So if you tie your shoe or you stop for a second, it's basically like player 2, start walking. And if you get another one, then you get another one. Then
what happens if you have to sleep?
I don't think you get to.
So what happens if you have to go to the bathroom?
You die.
You get to go. You have to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got to see it, and so we basically got to watch when they started the race, and it ended when the first person got killed. And you see it, like you see the optimism in all of them until that first person gets killed, and they're like, "Oh shit, this is fucking real."
They're racing. So what are they racing?
No, they're just walking. They have to keep a speed of 3 miles per hour. So if you drop below that, even if you're still walking, they'll shoot you. So it looks like it's going to be intense.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Long Walk.
The Long Walk.
Yeah. But that's the difference, though, that they were trying to emphasize, like the difference between something like Squid Game or Hunger Games, whereas in this one is really meant to be the bond between people, you know, and how you all want to live, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It might be hard to watch. Who knows? It did look intense, though. The
Stephen King is one twisted motherfucker.
Yeah. The next thing I watched was Predator Badlands. We got to watch the first 15 minutes of that.
That looks crazy.
Is that movie or?
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a proper movie. So the same guy that did Predator Prey and the cartoon Killer of Killers, which is also very good. They actually showed us because if you watch Killer of Killers now, it actually has another minute at the end of the end credit scene. They left it purposely out until now. And so you remember Matt saw it, I think. You remember they're kind of panning over all the people.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah,
it's just a neat little thing. But I think they're going to make another cartoon of that eventually. But that was good. But anyway, this is called Predator Badlands, and the guy was basically going, you know, they wanted me to kind of keep going with the Prey format. He goes, but I don't want to do that. He goes, I want to tell stories that are different, something that has not happened in the Predator universe before. And so with this one, he goes, think about it. Every Predator movie you've ever watched, there's supposed to be these, you know, top-notch Predator killer people, but they always get their ass handed to them by one of us. You know, so he goes, I actually wanted to see a Predator be successful and actually what it's like to them to actually be a hunter and actually do something. And so this story is about a runt of his family. And this is the first 15 minutes of the film, and it was still very rough. But you see an older brother Predator training his little brother Predator, and they're just fighting and jumping around and doing all this stuff. And he's telling to the little brother, like, hey, like, you know, eventually you're going to have to prove yourself. You're going to have to go choose one of these planets and then go hunt something and bring it back, bring your trophies back to prove that you're one of us. And the, you know,
is it all subtitled? It's all subtitled.
It's all, yeah. They made up their own language. You know, the Predator never had a language until now. They made up a language, and you have to read subtitles. Yeah, but there's no humans in this movie. There is one actor in this movie. It's Elle Fanning. And Matt, and Chris, you'll appreciate this too. She's a Wayland Industries android. This is the Alien franchise. And he finds her. I didn't see this. This is part of the clip that we saw. They were just telling us this in the panel, and that she's only half her body, just the upper torso. And they go. We kept wondering, like, how are we going to put this character into the story? And he goes, I took inspiration for this from watching Chewbacca carry C-3PO on his back.
Yeah,
so that's what.
You know. It's funny, man. Like I've seen some promo posters for it, and one of the posters is a Predator holding a half of like a torso of a human.
Yeah.
Or what I thought just from glancing at it was a human. So I thought it was like this is gonna be like Slaughterville, and he's literally carrying around half of a human that he's like cut in half or something.
No, I think she's there for probably comedic relief and for information because he is a very young Predator. So I don't know do you guys want me to tell you what I saw or
no? Don't actually.
Okay.
I can.
Jack doesn't.
Yeah, but I was skeptical about it until I watched those first 15 minutes of the film, and I went, "Oh, this is actually going to be pretty good." You know,
what do you give it a rating? What's your rating?
Well, I can't. It's hard to tell on a 15-minute clip there.
Well, 15 minutes. What was that? 15 minutes.
8.4.
Oh,
wow!
We breached the 8.
So still better than your friend.
Jack, do you want to know your rating?
No, I don't know. I don't want to know mine. I don't feel like crying today, so you know.
Now, the last thing I saw in Hall H on Friday was by far.
I think we should hold people in suspense about the last thing, and take a fake commercial break because there's probably not going to be a commercial right now.
My favorite commercial of all time.
So, if you guys saw my Instagram feed, you saw it. But the Tron Ares panel, by far one of the best opening to a panels I've ever seen in my life. Me and Cliff, all of a sudden it was weird. This big puff of smoke just happened in the middle of the Hall H. In my mind,
is Boston here?
Yeah. Well, in my mind, I was thinking like they should have told people, because in a post 9/11 world, like, for all we know, it was like a fake bomb or something, but it just this huge cloud of smoke started to slowly fill up the room. And I looked at
Did anyone panic?
No one panicked, but Cliff and I both basically said the same thing at the same time. The only reason to have smoke in a room like that is for lasers. And sure enough, like as soon as the lights went dead, you just saw and like the soundtrack for Tron just going everywhere, and like people in the Tron costumes were coming out, with all the lights. I was like, "This is fucking badass!"
Yeah, that's awesome.
You had some cool video as well of.
That's what's in the video. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my picture. Yeah. So so everyone out there in the actual expo, there was a small booth for Tron Ares, and they had the light cycle there that you could get on and get your photo. And then just behind me, there's the table, and they were selling limited edition 7-inch vinyls of the disc that's on their back, and I can actually show you if you want to see it, but so I got one for me and one for my nephew, but there are only 2,500 of them. So I was like, "This, I'm never never going to open it, of course." But
by the way, Chris, I know you don't see the show title show card or whatever, but I made it this.
Yeah. And I actually thought about you, Chris, because you said on the last podcast how you were in the Tron Legacy panel back in 2010.
They did it wasn't a panel. It was kind of like I guess it was a panel.
Yeah,
it was a press event, and I think they had it was like an invite thing for if you could get tickets to go if you sign up for it. But yeah, the production value of just that event was absolutely incredible. They bought out a rented space and created Flynn's arcade,
right?
And if you pull back the Tron console, you walk into a warehouse rave. It was really kind of cool.
But because to me, it's 15 years ago, and just doesn't.
I know.
It's just crazy because to me, it doesn't seem like Tron Legacy is that old of a film, but I'm like, fuck, it's 15 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm really excited about?
Second one?
What?
Since Tron Legacy, it was 15 years
ago. Since Tron Legacy.
One of the things I'm kind of excited about. I didn't realize until I just saw that picture, and I heard some stuff in the news about 9 Inch Nails coming back. But the fact that 9 Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack to that is really cool.
Yeah,
I think one of the best, not one of the best thing about Tron Legacy, was Daft Punk doing the soundtrack, because I mean the music was
so good.
Awesome.
And
I can only imagine what Trent Reznor is going to do.
I mean, he did a phenomenal job with the Watchmen. So I feel like he's got that cinematic, verbiage to take on.
Yeah, I've already pre-ordered the soundtrack. You can already get the first single off of it.
Really?
It's probably and it sounds a lot like it does sound like Tron. It sounds like this should be in a Tron film. Cool. And it's very 90s 9 Inch Nails. It has more of that sound than the newer stuff, which I really liked.
There was one other thing.
Remember, you can't play much of that. But yeah, go ahead.
There was my kids really liked the cartoon that also tied into Tron Legacy, it's actually pretty smart, the whole thing. It's, I mean, sometimes we're just like, but it and it's got some voice actors on it too, like they didn't hold back on that cartoon. I felt so worth a.
Nice,
that's
dude.
awesome.
So that's the 7-inch record, and then the backside is that.
So you got to keep the one that Cliff gave you.
Yeah. So
she gave you a fucking hot dog and a vinyl.
So
tell them what the vinyl's worth.
That's how good a friend Cliff is, though. Is that even last year, I didn't even go to Comic-Con last year. There was a couple of pins that I wanted, and Cliff waited 2 hours in line just to get me those pins. And then this year, I told him, I was like, "Oh, my nephew's a huge Tron fan, which so am I." Mm-hmm. But I was like, and I really want to get this 7-inch vinyl, but I know they're only going to do one per person. So Cliff on preview night, I was going to take one way in, he was going to take another way in, just to see who got there first. Cliff he was maybe 10 people back in line before I even got into the hall. And he's like, yeah, I'm in line. Just tell me when you get here. And I'm like, all right, cool. And Cliff lets me get in there with him. He buys everything I buy. And then he's like, oh, here you go. And I thought he was getting it for himself. He just got it for me. And then that night, these were all going for $400 a piece. I mean, they've dropped now.
Are you feeling some pain, Chris? Because he couldn't even get you a hot dog.
All I wanted was a goddamn hot dog. I didn't even need any condiments or anything. I just needed like
you
a bun
didn't even
patty
need a
bun
fucking
dog.
Tron record.
That's crazy. But the crazy bit about is that's going to go for way more than $400.
Well,
if there's 2,500 in creation, that thing is going to hopefully,
especially once the movie hits too.
Yeah,
the trailer looks awesome.
So you tell your nephew, I
love the concept of what this next movie's doing.
Well, I mean, the fact, I'll get to that too. But yeah, the fact that it looks like the disc, on the back, and like I said, like this is just limited edition. They are selling the whole album on vinyl, but it'll be like a round record,
like a regular record.
Yeah, but this will be a collector's item.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and Chris couldn't even get a hot dog.
No.
So we got to see 2 clips from Tron Ares. The first one is kind of like an extended part of that trailer, which is just the light cycle chase throughout the city. So no dialogue, but man, the visuals were just unbelievable. I was like, man, this looks so good.
That's gonna be a movie where. And I didn't even think about this. Maybe I'm gonna go back and see if I can find it on iTunes or whatever. But like in VR, I bet you that movie is like mind blowing. Like I would love to put that on the Vision Pro and just watch that and be immersed in it.
I was wondering what VR is. Thank you for explaining it.
What?
I didn't know what you said that
virtual reality.
Virtual. Yeah. I didn't know what that meant.
Now the second clip.
That's one of those that VR is actually shorter than the syllables of saying.
right. In the flesh. That was less of a use.
In the flesh.
In person, yeah. Now
I don't know what you're texting on your dates, but
now the second clip we saw was them back in the computer system or the group, and there's always been some concern with this film that it's Jared Leto, and I think these concerns are warranted because the one piece of dialogue we got had me going, because it just was like George Lucas but worse, the dialogue. And it's just one small clip, and so the rest of the film hopefully will be good. But like I said, I really am looking forward to this film, but it's just that did not sell me. But
Gillian Anderson's also in it too.
She is in it, yeah, and so is the Cal from the Jedi, Fallen Jedi.
Wait, and Matt Tree says, and the allegations Leto's getting.
What's the allegations?
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, Matt
he's sexual harassment and stuff like that. Underage sexual harassment. If I remember correctly. Matt Trees could probably clear that up more, but there's something going on.
I take back my I like Jared Leto. Sorry. I'm further clarification on. I did not have that information when I made that declaration.
There's something going on. I don't know exactly what, but
okay.
I agree with Matt though that I am excited about this film in some ways, and I'm also I want it to have some references to Legacy. Because you can't just leave it where the son of Flynn and all of a sudden this Isotope, the Olivia Wilde character, you can't just not show them or talk about them in the film, because that was the whole point of like she's joining our world and it's going to shape the new future. But I do like the aspect of the Ares character, which is Jared Leto's character. He is an artificially intelligence within that system, because if the first 2 Tron films, they're programs. They're confined to what they were programmed to do. Whereas in this one, Jared Leto actually has artificial intelligence, so he can do what he can choose to ignore and do what he wants. So I'm just curious to see what they're going to do, how they're going to take it. Yeah, 9 women have accused him of sexual misconduct. Wow.
When I first glanced down, and it's just, I don't know, the age and the night, I thought it said nice women
Nice.
have accused him but 9? Yeah, that's not.
And also, I thought there were some underage things he did too, accused of. I could be mixing up the actors because there's so many wonderful people out there in the entertainment world that are just not nice.
That's a shame because, like, I mean, contrary to some of the unfortunate thing about his dialogue, I think he's a phenomenal actor. Like, because he's like isn't he a method actor? I think
he's method.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there was a TV show that he did for Apple TV about oh my god, WeWork. You know, when that company that did the, like, he was.
Jay used to work for WeWork.
Ridiculous in that, like, it was so good. Yeah, man.
He was kind of fanboying out, though. It's always nice when you see actors loving what, because without Jared Leto, though, there would not be a third Tron film, from what I understand. Like, he's the one who spearheaded it. He's the one that kind of said, this is what I want to do with this film, and got Disney's permission and all that. And he said that actually when Jeff Bridges walked out on stage, and he was telling that story. He goes, I usually stay in character and I don't really break. I usually I'm doing the job. And he goes, but the first scene ever I did with Jeff Bridges, I have Jeff Bridges in my face and I just yell cut because I had permagrin on my face. The whole time. It's like, oh my God, I'm in front of Jeff Bridges. Like, and so it's nice when you have those kind of moments where it's like, yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm excited. I haven't thought about Tron in a while, to be honest with you. Like, and I might go back and I might go back to the OG back in the 80s and rewatch that again. And
I haven't seen that since the 80s.
I watched it 2 nights ago, and I watched Tron Legacy yesterday.
Saw it in theater, and I think that's the last time I saw it. Not that I hated it; it's just the last.
The only thing that doesn't hold up about Tron Legacy is just the de-aging. Because it's 2009, 2010 when they did this.
You're right,
and it's not like Rogue One, where Tarkin looks so real. You're like, holy shit, that really looks like Tarkin.
It did.
You can really see it now from a 15-year-old movie that young Jeff Bridges. You're like, ooh, that's like video games, bad.
Yeah.
But if you do a rewatch though, like the cartoon though, worth checking out.
Yeah, I've got it on my watch list. Yeah.
Is it on what network is it on?
Disney.
I think that's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Obviously.
I'm trying to remember. There's someone on that has a. I'm trying to think of the actors that are actually in Tron Uprising. Is what we're talking about.
Like, I remember, like, as a kid, Tron being so big, right? So, I mean, that was like a big movie in the 80s, and I remember being engulfed in it, right? Like, just like, and I don't remember the movie so much as a kid, but I remember like all the merch, and I remember like everything was Tron, and that was like the big deal. And I remember like playing Tron in the Deadly Discs on Atari 2600. Like, I just remember it being like the it thing when I was a kid. I don't know, it's cool.
I've said this before. Like, what blows me away about Tron, the original one from '82, is that you're making a movie with so much computer-heavy language that's in it.
Right.
Whereas most people don't even know what a computer is in '82. I mean, they know what it is, but they don't know what a program is. They don't know what a bit is. They don't know what any of that stuff is. And you're just like, I still don't. Goes right over their head.
The thing is, though, it also very specifically targeted a population of people,
right,
that love like technology. Like you think back into the 80s, that's when like shit was really starting to pick up from like a consumer level of like, PCs and stuff. And like you think about like the population of people who were like all like the early nerd programmers and stuff, and that people would be drawn to that. And then they put the money into it, right? They got the right actors, and it became like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
The next,
so keep going. Yeah,
I'll finally get to Saturday now. So, which was, I already talked about Project Hail Mary, but the next thing that Cliff wanted to see really was the Star Trek universe. And we got to see 2 shows here. We got to see a full episode of season 4 of Strange New Worlds. Which,
the one that just dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one where they're doing
like a flashback in time, or it's not. It's like a spoof.
They're in the hollow.
It's
deck.
the first holodeck.
Yeah,
actually.
the first holodeck. Yeah, and it's a murder mystery type episode, and yeah, it's good. It's a good episode. I enjoyed it.
I just watched that tonight with my kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because they love Strange New Worlds. The thing with Strange New Worlds is like each episode you get a different. They're not afraid to be like, hey, we're gonna make this one a different style or a different direction, so the one before that had more of a horror zombie vibe, and so the one before that dealt more with the romantic kind of love interest kind of stuff, so it had more rom-com kind of vibes, and then the first one this season was kind of picking up where last season had left off, so there was a lot of like intense action with the gore and stuff like that, but it's been a fun season. I think they're renewed.
No,
4
seasons,
they're not.
This is last.
This is it. This is the last season for Strange New Worlds.
Or is this the 3rd season? They told us there's only going to be 4 seasons of Strange New Worlds.
I think this is. Let me look it up, because the weird thing is part of Strange New Worlds. What is the other show that came before it? Discovery kind of is almost like does a prequel to Strange New Worlds. So
for anyone out there that's not a Star Trek person or doesn't know what Strange New Worlds is.
Did you say they're doing 4 seasons?
4 seasons, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is their third season.
Okay, yeah.
So there'll just be 1 more.
Yeah.
But they're like 10 episodes seasons.
So this is kind of like the original Star Trek series, but if you put it, with today's technology, but it's when Pike is the captain, not Kirk.
It's almost like 10 years before Kirk.
Before Kirk.
Yeah. Like
so
it's in that range.
So you have like a young Scotty, you have a young, everybody in there is much younger than what you would see in the original series. But yeah, the one episode I saw I enjoyed, so I'm actually just might start watching it. And then we got a teaser kind of thing for the new show that's coming out next year, which is Starfleet Academy. And that looked interesting too. This is happening way into the Star Trek future, centuries past Kirk and Next Generation and all that. And it's basically, for 150 years, there hasn't been a Starfleet. And this is the first new batch of students that are going to be trained to be Starfleet officers. And it's going to be like a working academy. So it's going to be like you're going to be on a real starship, but there'll be students on a working starship.
Oh, okay. So like the Scrubs.
Yeah, kind of like Scrubs. Yeah, yeah.
Is there a janitor that hates somebody, or
is there a womanizing surgeon?
Yeah,
janitor. That would be funny though, because you're on a starship and there's just like this janitor that you're beefing with.
Knife wrench. Yeah.
You got a problem with me that I'm a janitor?
Teresa's saying there's going to be 5 seasons, but the 5th season will be 6 as opposed to 10, like the other 4 seasons. So, and like honestly, like Discovery season 2, as weird as it is, you don't have to watch the first season. Discovery season 2 sets up Strange New Worlds because Discovery is taking place also in the past. But that's where you get to see Pike actually enter into this kind of universe, the new Pike. But you could just start watching Strange New Worlds with season 1 because it starts off introducing you to Pike. But he does appear in season 2.
Is that Pike that's played by the guy from Hell on Wheels? Anson.
I guess so. Is that who's playing Pike? I didn't know what he had been in before this. So
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's true, Matt. Matt K, that's correct. Scrubs is coming back.
Hold on.
What?
Really?
Yeah. They announced that like 4 or 5 months ago. Like almost the entire cast is coming back.
No shit. Yeah. Those commercials for like, was it Verizon or whatever? Aren't paying the bills, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
awesome. They've been podcasting, Turk and.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess I really haven't been connected to that. I've never thought to be like look into that, but I think coming back would be, I think maybe like 5 years too late, but still could be pretty awesome. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I think the only
Academy season.
The last time that I read anything about is that pretty much everyone was signed back on, except for the few people that have passed away. And what's her name?
That guy fucking died.
Yeah, Ted died, and someone
Oh
else
yeah,
died.
Ted.
Ted died. Yeah.
But the Latino nurse, she's on another show right now, and she has not signed on yet. But everyone else though is pretty much signed on.
Wow.
Guess Turk and her are gonna break up.
No, I mean she could. You just never know, like what her schedule could be if she can do it or can't. But like I said, it's probably early days. So. Carla is not signed on yet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then the only thing else left from Comic-Con, I got a couple other things to talk about too, but the only thing I did on Sunday was the Lucas museum panel.
Oh.
Which that was...
I'm George Lucas. Welcome to my museum.
Well, let's just say this. Jan and I waited the night before to get bracelets, then waited 4 hours under the tents to get in there to go watch the panel. They were 15 minutes late. The moderator was Queen Latifah, who tended to talk more than the panelists.
Huh.
Why was she doing it?
I mean, I like Queen Latifah.
I had nothing against Queen Latifah, but it felt like to me someone told her you need to keep this lively, and it kind of was like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Is she in a George Lucas film?
No.
Well, he's kind of a dud.
Yeah,
I mean, like that does make sense. You gotta have someone's gotta bring energy because, like, I think listening to George Lucas talk about Star Wars which would be fascinating, but like boring as fuck. Like he's such a dull dude.
Well, this is one of the few times where Jay didn't want to go. Jay didn't want to go because he was like
they hooked up in the past.
I'm glad I got Chris to laugh. My comments in the section really.
UNITY.
Well, that makes sense now.
Yeah, that's why Queen Latifah was doing it. Just can't imagine like her and George.
Fuck.
I mean, she could do so much better, and I could just imagine him
That's
being like,
awesome.
Well,
he's got money though. I mean, money talks.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few times though in life where
I
was optimistic. I was optimistic, and Jay was pessimistic because Jay didn't want to go. Jay was like, was like, it's gonna be where he just talks about his museum and then pieces out. And I was like, whatever. He's at Hall H for the first time. He's at Comic-Con for the first time. He's got to talk to his fan base that's gonna be there. So we wait this whole time.
What up, bitches?
They're 15 minutes. Yeah, I really want him to come out and be like, "Daddy's back," or something. Wow. But they were 15 minutes late. It was him and Del Toro, and they really just talked about what the museum was, what their inspiration was.
So Jay was right?
Jay was right. Yeah, Jay was right.
Yes, nice.
And
see, Nick, it just doesn't pay to be optimistic.
I know, exactly. The one time I'm optimistic, yeah.
You should have stuck with Nick.
It's why I shot down Superman so you could go in and be like,
be happy with it. But yeah, the one thing that pissed me off the most about it though was that they took 0 questions. And
well, he probably doesn't want. He probably is not quick on his feet. He probably doesn't want to be blindsided by anything.
Well, Disney doesn't want him to fuck something up, is what it is. Like, you could imagine he could get asked a question that kind of deals with how the Star Wars universe has been handled since being, taken over.
Right.
And he would fucking torch a motherfucker about what's happened with like the movie franchise. They don't want him talking.
Ideas.
Right.
I had a bunch of them.
Well, that's what I wanted. The only question I
don't know why
he's
talking like a grumpy old man, but yeah.
Yeah,
it's like that Robot Chicken thing where like the guy's dressed up as a tauntaun, and he bumps into George Lucas. Hey, George Lucas, you like my tauntaun costume?
Oh man, I just watched some of those just the other week. I'd seen they were on HBO Max. Like they have a bunch. They have some for the superheroes, like they do Marvel and DC, and maybe they just did DC. I can't remember if they did Marvel, but those are fun though. They just have them as specials, the Robot Chicken ones. Yeah.
Speaking of some animation in something that's coming back actually fairly soon, I'm like really looking forward to the next season of Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, I have to tell you that story too.
Oh, did you go to anything or see anything about them?
I didn't. So I sat in the room for a couple hours with Zach and Alex while Jay and Colleen were doing something, and they were watching Phineas and Ferb. And we went out to dinner later that night, and kids being kids, they wanted to go back to the room, and so Jay left early, and with them, and Colleen stayed with me and Jana. And on the way back, Jay, just being Jay, recognized the actors.
Dan Povenmire?
From the show.
And
he grabbed him. He didn't grab him. He just kind of stopped him and
grabbed him off the street.
He threw him over the bridge. They were on the show on the bridge, from anyway. And so Jay said, "Hey, my kids are massive fans. They don't know who you are, but like, could you just say hi to them?" So they went over and did all the voices for Alex and Zach, and he said,
"Kids just don't even know."
Well, it was just one of those moments where he said
That's
you could just see it on their faces of like, oh, and said that of course you're a kid, so you don't.
That
really
is
do anything.
Fucking amazing.
Well, he said that
first time hearing about it.
Oh, well, they turned around when they were done. They turned around and like started to walk off for a second, and that's when the boys finally were like, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever!" And then they turned around again and like could see, and so Jay, just being a spectator, he's like, I'm seeing the bliss on my kids' faces, and I'm seeing their faces, seeing the joy that the kids are doing it. And it was just one of those moments that you won't ever forget.
Yeah, no, that is.
Oh my God, dude! I bet you. Because I follow Dan Povenmire on TikTok, and he posts like shit about like fan interactions all the time. I bet you he'll post something about that interaction. That's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Like talk about that is a memory that, I mean, screw Jay. His kids are gonna have. I'm kidding. No, but as a dad, that's an incredible memory to be able to like. He made that happen. You know what I mean? Like that's really awesome.
Well, I mean, did I ever tell you that time, that Jack got recognized on the floor by Tad Stones, and Jack got all cocky, like, yeah, I know I'm a big deal,
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Man, no, that is a really cool experience. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it because that's a story that Jay told me.
I mean, I've been watching Phineas and Ferb for years now because my daughter used to watch it all the time, and it's like it's one of those shows that the kids watch that you're like, I could watch this. Like I'm cool with watching this show.
The one episode I watched with the boys, there was 3 movie references in there. Like they said the line from a movie verbatim, but it's just part of their dialogue. And so that's where I was like, oh, this is how you get parents to watch it. Like
there's a Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That came out a while ago too.
Yeah. So anyways, Phineas and Ferb's coming back. That's phenomenal. I'm excited for it. Like it's one of the shows that my daughter watched. I was always like, yep, I will absolutely sit down and watch this without getting pissed. It's that in Bluey. Bluey is fun. I was kind of sad that my son grew out of Bluey very quickly. He didn't really
weird.
watch it.
Okay, so my kids are on a total different spectrum where they're much older, but they enjoy Bluey for how it's pure innocent kid joy.
Yeah.
So they as older kids, like sometimes like it's like I don't know. We went to a concert last week. I think I told you we had gone to Lord Huron, and so it's like
nice.
We're coming home and it's just like we're just totally zonked out, and it's like you just got to put something on to desensitize to like. So we're just like, oh, let's put on this Bluey. It's just some random Bluey, and it's like I've fallen asleep through enough of them that they're always new to me. So and they're short. They're short enough, but it's just like it's like a little like like they're just soothing. I think.
Well, I remember when my son was into it. It was when he was probably like 2, 3, 3.5. I don't know, but he was in preschool, and when I
now
brought
he's just like, oh, that's too little.
Well, no, but like I brought him to preschool every day. That was my duty, was to bring him to school, and then I go to work from there. But he always wanted to listen to Bluey, the Bluey soundtrack. And so for like the 3-minute drive to preschool, like he would just sing on the top of his lungs in the back of my car, the Bluey soundtrack, different songs. And then I got to listening to that album, and the music in that show is actually fucking amazing. Like I would get to the point where like I would drop him off at school and be driving 45 minutes into my work commute, still listening to the Bluey album. I'm like, oh my god, I've been listening to Bluey for this entire commute.
That
But the
Rain
music's
song is
really
banger.
good.
Like
It's so good.
Yeah. So
And I think I put that out in the Twitter world at one point. I was like, there's something about like this album just slaps. It's so good. And the composer responded to it.
oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was like one of my only like cool like celebrity interactions on Twitter. But yeah, I think it was really cool. But that show was awesome. But
It's kind of like
wish my son saw it.
I didn't know that. It took me a long time to. The boys corrected me. Someone corrected me. I thought Bluey was a boy and Bingo was a girl. I guess they're both girls.
They're both girls.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Muffin, who's also a girl.
I don't know who Muffin is. But...
Dude, what's crazy is that show came out like during COVID, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about this before. I know we do. I always do this, but the really cool story is that like it took the show to get blown up and be super popular before the cast ever met each other in person. Like
Really?
they produced that entire thing in isolation.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. That's right.
Huh.
Yeah, you know, and like I remember there was like I saw them like two of the cast members being interviewed for a TV interview or whatever, and they're like, "This is actually like the second time we've ever met," and you're thinking like, "Wow!" Like
now the voices are the of the.
But I mean, that's kind of like us, though. I mean, like, how many times have we seen each other? And I mean, it's like it's
a great parallel.
Yeah,
and
we make the same amount of money as Bluey does.
Pretty much. I mean, we're pretty. I mean, Nick's songs. I mean, they're on par.
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
but I was gonna ask: are the voices of Bluey and Bingo are they adults? Or are they children?
I think they're adults because I know. Well, that I don't know, but one of the characters though, on that show, she does the voice. She's the Australian character that is in that. Oh shit! It's a show on Peacock that has Daryl from The Office in it.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember. It takes place in Florida, and he's like or in the swamplands of, I think it's Florida. So I can't think of the name of that show, but it's got. I'm gonna look it up.
Because I know in Paw Patrol, the voices are always changing because they use kids. So, I mean, my kids. I don't have any.
Gone through another kid.
I don't know if any no grandkids are into it right now.
They got a lot of Waltz, their voices.
Yeah, but it's like you sit there and listen. I go, wait a minute, that's not the same voice of Rubble. So then I look it up.
Lost
I go,
me.
Yeah. Or Mayor Goodwin, who's just the worst mayor in the world.
Worse than the mayor from Jaws.
Yes, exactly. She's horrible. She relies on kids to save her ass every fucking week.
Well, that's Paw Patrol, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, who is it Ryan Reynolds or somebody? I once like Deadpool or somebody did that joke where it was like, think about it. How bad of a mayor you got to be to rely on puppies to save your city?
And a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. She drives me, and her voice is irritating too. So there you go.
Finally found it. Killing It. It's called Killing It with Craig Robinson. So
I'm gonna take one more commercial.
And Claudia O'Doherty, and she's
O'Doherty.
hilarious in it. And she's one of the voices of one of the characters on Bluey. She only appears in a couple of them. I think she's like one of the commercial breaks.
We're gonna take one now. All right.
I just want to say that Anson Mount is the plays Captain Pike. He was on Hell on Wheels. So I may watch it.
But what?
That is a 35-minute ago reference. Where did that come
He's
from?
been looking for that for a while now.
He's been Googling that.
There's the thing that I know that guy was on. I was preparing for this.
I wasn't preparing for it. I actually forgot about it. And I went, oh wait, that's right. I looked that up.
But
I forgot all about it. But anyway, I might give it a shot.
Give it a shot. I think it's a fun take, and it is right. I mean, you do get introduced to Kirk at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
What
it's-
network's it on?
Oh, like yeah, I love the
Paramount.
opening. I love the episode
Paramount.
you
on
just
I have
watched.
Paramount.
The
Mhm.
opening that we just watched, Matt. That
Yeah.
I saw it come. I did love that opening where they're doing like the fake
Yeah.
TV show where he's just really doing Kirk. Just
Oh, it's so good.
so.
And
even
then
like the kick over the chair, like later on, like I was like, that's from Next Generation, but like that was so funny. I was like, that's so good.
the bloopers at the end were so good, and they're like intentional bloopers at the end of that episode. So, but yes, worth a watch. Strange New Worlds, it's good.
I had two other things that were not Comic-Con related. I also want to talk about with TV. I did watch on HBO. There's a 4-hour documentary on Billy Joel. Definitely worth watching.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
called
that
And So
just
It
dropped
Goes.
recently.
Yeah,
Didn't it?
I think it just came
Yeah.
out this weekend or something. But
I saw that on HBO, and I thought, I bet Nick's gonna watch that.
yeah, anything with music, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like the first half takes him all the way to 1980, and then the second half is 80 on. But it's interesting how that really is like a focal point in his life of like it changes, like his whole like struggle to get to the top, and then after 1980 when he gets his divorce, and then Christy Brinkley on,
Yeah,
how it kind of like came crashing down. Not really professionally yet, but it was just interesting to hear and sad in a way, like how his life has been kind of. It's like all artists, like I think Matt, you might have said that, or somebody recently had said that, like, man, if our dads had just left us when we were kids, we could have been millionaires, because geez, the trauma that these artists have of like not having one of the perennial figures in their lives or something. You're like, damn it.
It's really
My
cool
parents
when you
hung
lose.
around.
It's really cool when you lose a parent. It's like it really propels you forward. It's just like such a fun ride.
You're right.
Yeah, there's moments in your life you're like, I'm getting married. Sure glad my mom's not here for that.
Right.
Sorry, my wife made this comment the other day. Hitting it a little heavy on the head here, but she made this comment to me the other morning. I thought it was sweet, but she was like, "Oh man, like you ever fall asleep with your hand like in a ball, and it just like you wake up and I'm like, yeah, every day of my fucking life." Like, she was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't realize who I was talking to." I'm like, "Yeah, what's fun is you can actually put a little ball in your hand at night so that it kind of open it up when you wake up in the morning." Anyway, it was funny. We laughed about it. That's what are you gonna do? So, but, you ever wake up with your hand in a ball and your wrist? I'm like, yep.
Makes me think
Sure
of
do.
a movie I just watched today that got released.
I'm sorry I laughed, Matt, but that was fun.
No, I said it to I mean, we all laughed about it. My family. You guys are my family and friends. That's why I say this.
Oh.
But for those that don't know, yeah, like my hand was born closed shut. Long story short, 7 surgeries, whatever. So go ahead, Nick. What were you saying?
No, I was saying it reminds me of the other movie I watched today, actually, on Netflix, which was Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh,
I've only seen the first half of it.
Okay, but there's a line in that one, kind of like what you're just saying, Matt, where like he shanks his ball into the woods.
Yes.
And the guy's like, "Did you find the ball yet?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I found it a while ago. I just like walk around and poison ivy because I'm an asshole," or something like it. Because fuck you, like or something. It's just like, yes, that's exactly what you'd want to say in that.
Is it good? Is it good?
I have mixed reactions to it. Like I think,
Okay,
all right.
I don't need your reaction. I just need your scale.
Oh,
Score.
I'll say
Score
this. I'll score it in a second. I'll say this for
One
the
bite.
movie-
Everyone knows
for
the
a
rules.
movie that was made 30 years ago, and then that's kind of been a trend for movies that have been made a lot, and you're trying to make a sequel to something that's 30 years ago. It's probably in the top tier of. It's been a long time since the original one, but it's hard to capture that magic. Like Dumb and Dumber, and then try to make a second one, and it was just terrible. This one, it was mixed. I felt like the first half is pretty good. It's got its moments that are a little long and stretched, but the second, when they actually get to the tournament at the end, I think it's where it gets a little goofy to where it's kind of like, I thought differently about this. But there's definitely some solid jokes in it. There's some things that are really good. A lot of golf. If you're really into golf, you'll see some of these cameos from real golfers. You're like, oh, that's cool.
Right.
But yeah, it's like 7.4,
Wow.
7.2, somewhere in there.
I was following people on Twitter said it sucked, so I was like,
It's not Happy Gilmore. I mean, it's never going to be Happy Gilmore.
I just watched when I was in San Diego. We watched it. It was on TV something, so we watched it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's definitely.
You watched it, Jack?
Not the second one, the first one.
Oh, okay.
The original.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't watch it. No,
it's not bad. It's just it is cheesy. It's Adam Sandler. What do you expect? You know, it's
Right.
So it's I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I mean, it wasn't a classic.
The first one is so good.
The first one, you're not going to top the first one. You know, that string he had from 95 all the way 2000, 2002, you know, you can't touch that. Kind of like Jim Carrey. Like, you know, Jim Carrey's first 4, I think he's still to this day the only person to have 3 #1 movies in a single year, or 3 or 4. It's ridiculous.
Huh. Wow.
Liar, liar.
No,
Ace
it's
Ventura.
Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. Like all dropped in 94.
Wow.
Those
all
were,
in 94.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
outstanding movies.
Yeah, I don't know how The Mask's animation holds up to this day.
I haven't watched it in
Yeah.
20 years.
But that style of that movie was incredible. Like
Right.
it was just I don't know. It was like massive. You know, it was
He
just
wasn't the original actor for it, but so I can't remember who it was. Someone turned it down, and then they went to him.
Huh.
Probably a good choice.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're gonna find out.
I was gonna ask you, Chris, how do you feel about Hulk Hogan dying?
I think that I think my opinions are very polarizing from some people. First of all, like I will start off by saying, like as a kid, he was the fucking world. Like,
yeah, true.
like he was. Every kid looked up to him. Like he was a hero to so many people. Like I remember to this day, like one of my first like TV like memories of like watching something like live that kind of like stayed with me was there was like maybe like a storyline about how he might retire for some reason. I forgot it was like maybe like an injury. They're really kind of, you know, bleeding out. And I remember it made this whole big thing where it's like, tune in at 9:00 to hear the blah, 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 Hulk Hogan's future, this, that, and the other. And I remember being glued to that TV and hearing him say like a phrase that I hadn't heard, like someone like him say on TV, to answer the question about me retiring. He goes, hell no, I'm not retiring, blah, blah, blah. And I just remember that as like a young kid being like, did he just say hell on TV? Like, holy shit. Like I have like such fond memories of who he was. And it sucks to find out like who he may always have been and who he turned out to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
Like it's heartbreaking that someone who I thought was like the coolest person in the world, you know, and to be a real piece of shit, like of a person in reality is heartbreking, you know? So like, I remember like, cause I've gotten back into watching
tell you
wrestling.
about what Michael Jackson did, but
I know. Like, no, it's the same emotion really.
Yeah. Similar. Yeah.
But like, I can't say that like I'm sad about it or anything like that. It just sucks.
I didn't know a lot about his past until he passed away, but I knew his daughter. She wanted out of his will.
Right.
Yeah,
she didn't want anything to do with him.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and like, and as you guys know, I've in the last 2 years, I've gotten way back into wrestling. I love it. Like, I really enjoy watching. Which I have a recommendation for you guys to check out of something in a minute. But
we watched The Hill.
No, I got something other than that too.
Okay.
But anyways, like he's like even kind of gotten his way back into that to like sell his beer, like, and like it like annoyed me as like a wrestling fan, like seeing him coming in and just trying to cash a check for who he was.
Yeah, he's all money.
You know, like, and it's like, it sucks. And the fact that he's gone, like, hey man, that's one less piece of shit, unfortunately. But the memories that he gave, for me as a kid growing up and like looking up to him, I'll never.
I mean,
forget
it was
that.
like
Just
it was more like
who he really was.
Michael, like learning Malcolm Jamal Warner had died. I was like,
Yeah.
oh damn, like that.
Yeah,
that was like
in like the same week too, right?
Yeah, and then Ozzy.
Ozzy brought
so then it was
bothered me
kind of
more
like
than any
I
of
was
them.
like, oh yeah. I think it was just more of like, I mean, I grew up watching Crosby, so it was like, so there's
of all the Cosby who was on that show to die.
Yeah, I had seen a meme that was basically like,
in like
it should
the
have
worst
been
way
you.
too.
Yeah,
it was
Like,
about Cosby
drowning.
finding out the news, and it was like
there was someone else that died too. Someone else passed away.
Ozzy.
Not there's someone else besides Ozzy. I was like,
well, I just know the three. It always comes in threes.
It always comes in threes, but this, I don't know. That's just
Only
what like you're saying about Hulk Hogan is you start realizing that these people you looked up to they're human, and a lot of them are
heroes.
Yeah, a lot of them are just not good people.
It's like when I met Jack for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm terrible.
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah, I'm
Never meet your
I'm
heroes,
a piece
kid.
of shit.
Chris called him the C word. So
and it was I would deserved it.
But the recommendation I was alluding to earlier is and obviously I think it hits home. It hits a little bit harder for me, just not harder. It makes more of an impact, I should say, with me because how connected I am to watching wrestling now. But WWE and Netflix came out with a short mini series, like a 5-episode mini series called WWE Unreal, I think it is. And it's like the first time they really kind of like pull back the curtain, right, and show the production of
that's cool.
of wrestling and of like how of like they don't go too far into it. They definitely make it in a way that they're not pulling all giving all the secrets out and how things are interacting behind the scenes, but what they do get into, it's actually pretty eye-opening, right? Like they're doing interviews with like the wrestlers and they talk about how they have to switch their personas back and forth and who they are in real life and this, but like more importantly it shows like, yes, it's a scripted TV performance, but it's not scripted. It's just like when they write Lost, they had no idea how they're going to end the story, right? Because like
because they couldn't use they couldn't use the spaceship.
But that's essentially what the wrestling storylines are too. It's like it's predetermined in a very short term, and like everything kind of rolls out based upon the the wrestler's performance, their catch with the crowd, and the fire that all the heels get actually determines what that story of like each person's path goes. It was just really fascinating to watch, and they definitely opened up and talk more about what actually happens in wrestling more than they ever have, because that's been kind of like they don't do that, right? They don't break kayfabe as fans of the heel. Very, very cool. It's very interesting.
I remember during the whole 96 through 2000 or 99 period, when the NWO versus the WCW, all that. I remember because I really liked Diamond Dallas Page because if you remember that wrestler, because he had the blue collar storyline. He was definitely the good guy,
right?
In the beginning, he was the good guy, and he was working his way up to where he was going to be the next champion. And then Goldberg came onto the scene in like 98 or 97, and just completely. The amount of people that just rushed to this character, because this is before The Rock, this is Goldberg was the guy, and they had to turn Diamond Dallas Page into a heel to keep him relevant. And it was just, you talk about watching a balloon deflate in real time. It was just insane.
And Goldberg just wrestled a couple of weeks ago
for his
retirement. No, he's not anymore.
Oh, okay.
It was like his retirement match. So he wrestled the current heavyweight champion Gunther, who's a beast. The guy's just awesome. But he came back. It was cool to see him, but you can definitely see he's aged.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But yeah, like he was like WCW's Rock, right?
Yeah.
And that was kind of like when the whole thing started heating up, or the combating between WWE and WCW, Ted Turner and all that bullshit, right? And it's cool to see how they essentially, like, one of them just got dissolved by the other. And like it became, and that was kind of like Vince McMahon's strategy. He went from having like the small regional wrestling outfits, and he would just like consume each one, like and like suck them all in. They all of a sudden they're turning in, and the whole industry hated him for it because he generally fucked up an entire business model from how it was when it began to him becoming this like conglomerate of wrestling outfits. And it came down to the last two, WCW versus WWE, and then WWE tore him up.
Going back to Hulk Hogan, I remember very specifically, like Chris was saying, like, kid growing up in the 80s, Hulk Hogan was the man because, he was like the Michael Jordan of wrestling in that era. And, if you guys remember back in the, the early 2000s, you had the Ozzy Osbourne show, but Hulk Hogan also had his reality show with his entire family too.
Which was kind of a train wreck.
His son's name is Nick, if you don't know that. But Nick was in a really bad car accident.
Did you know him?
No, I didn't know him.
Okay.
But Nick was in a really bad car accident, I think, after the show was canceled or ended.
Killed his friend.
He killed a guy. Yeah, killed his friend. And I think Hulk was not aware, or maybe it was just being. I kind of look at it in two different ways now. But I remember at the time being mad about it. But Nick was in prison or in jail, and Hulk was on the call, the phone in the prison with him, and they can record those. They tell you that you can be recorded, and the audio was released of this phone call. And Hulk, I look at it sometimes from the point of a dad. But then I also look at it like, what if he's really just being a money-grubbing asshole right now? And Nick was being a typical kid. He's probably like 20, 21 years old, just killed a guy. And he's worried his whole life he's going to be in jail now for murder or for DUI or, drunk and whatever it's called.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Vehicular manslaughter, yeah. And Hulk is really just I think he's trying to calm down his son, and be like, hey, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. But he comes across later in the phone conversation and says, don't worry about it. Like, we're gonna make a show out of this, and we're gonna say something like Nick's in rehab, or Nick's learned his ways. And it came across to a lot of people listening to it. It's like, you're trying to profit off of this kid's death. And I remember in that moment going like, wow, Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit. And that was the moment I really could have cared less about ever meeting or watching anything with Hulk Hogan in it again.
I'd never even heard of the guy until it was on Rocky 3.
Oh, Thunder!
Well, that was right when he was blowing up in wrestling, and that's when like the whole WWE was like starting to absorb all these things and becoming a powerhouse.
That's where they found Mr. T, right?
Yeah,
that's where Sylvester Stallone found Mr. T.
Mm-hmm. So that's
Thunder Lips.
I find the whole business of wrestling just I find it fascinating. Like I really do. Like, and I if I can go back in time, like I would love to like learn more about how I could have gotten involved in kind of like that production of that. I just think it's so cool.
Well, I want the Hills to come back season 3.
Yeah.
I know I follow the guy on Twitter, one of the guys, the guy that plays the
well, Suits got canceled, so
yeah, the guy that plays
calendar's open.
The guy that was the rival. The rival.
Oh yeah, Mike O'Malley.
Yeah, Mike O'Malley. I followed him and he keeps talking about it. So
yeah. Well, he's the producer or the writer, right?
Yeah, I'm reading the chat. Yes, he's yes.
Will, you missed every single panel I witnessed at Comic-Con.
Yeah. The whole thing. You're gonna have to go back and listen to it. Actually, Nick did a really great breakdown. I mean,
that was awesome.
I feel like,
I think Nick was interrupted the fewest amount of times than he has ever been on any episode.
Marathon Nick episode.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we were all sleeping, so it
I had a lot to say. It's very
engaged as fuck.
I did put you as the feature on the image for today's show too, right in the Tron cycle. So it's a hype.
Yeah. What do I got to do? What do I got to do to get Cliff? Give me a hot dog.
I was going to say
now it's bedtime.
It's interesting, because I'm always roommates with Cliff, and it's one of those where we'll get back in the room, and it's not really necessarily bladder shyness, but Cliff definitely has bowelness shyness, and like he'll sit there and he'll
shit in front of you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even want to go into the room. Like, so like you'll be laying on the bed just relaxing, and he'll just kind of like be talking to you for a minute, and he'll go, I'm going to go take a walk. And I'm like, Cliff, you need to take a shit, just tell me. Like, it's okay. But it just makes me laugh.
Where does he go down to the?
He'll go down to the public toilets. I'm like, it's like, it's just funny. It just makes me laugh. Because it's so good. Oh, let me tell you this. I died laughing because Cliff, for everyone out there, I know many of y'all have never met Cliff. Cliff is one of the most honest and sweet people you'll ever meet. But he, so in this one elevator, you know how they always kind of put these advertisements up on the doors. Well, there's this one picture of this kid who's like eating like a stack of waffles or pancakes or something, and it said, "Kids eat free." But the font was really weird looking. And Cliff had a dyslexic moment. And we're in this elevator full of people, and he just says out loud, "Fat kids eat free." And I look at him and I go, "What?"
How many fat kids were in the elevator?
Yeah, no, it was all adults, but he just kind of, and they all look at me, and I look at Cliff. I'm like, "What are you talking about, Cliff?" And he's like, "Oh, kids eat free." And I'm like, "Yeah," and then we get off the elevator. Well, the next morning we get back on the exact same elevator. There's more people in there. And he just says, there's my sign, "Fat kids eat free." And I just like, Cliff, you have to give these people some context. You can't just yell that shit out. So he's like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." And he turns around and starts explaining this whole thing to these people on the elevator. Oh, look at him like, this guy's, something's not right with him. I was like, that's Cliff.
That's Cliff. He's just being Cliff. Cliffisms.
San Diego police is actually waiting for you at the bottom of it.
Right.
What are you doing with kids? Jeez, man. Never meet your heroes. Anyway.
Well, we should call it a night, gentlemen. We've made it to 2 hours.
And we're still not talking about Rocky IV.
Oh, yeah, we still have emails. I forgot. But we can
get an email?
We can get to them next week if you want. It don't matter. But...
No, let's do them now.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
I was like, yeah, we can wait till next week. No, let's do it now.
I thought you were pointing go, like go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, go, because I know how Chris likes to.
I thought it was like a go ahead and do it.
I'll be the scapegoat for you fuckers. Go ahead.
All right, so first one is called Chiming In on Ads.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm chiming in on the topic of podcast ads for the Ramblecast. I don't really understand how ads are selected, although I fully appreciate the RCAD and the J&J Network probably aren't choosing their advertisers. In the See You Next Tuesday episode, I think Chris made a joke where he speculated about what the upcoming ad might be, which prompted me to write in.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I don't know.
I'm glad we went to the emails now. I am happy about it.
Because I got mentioned.
I don't know if my experience is consistent with other listeners, but the ads on the RCA do occasionally seem to eerily be on the theme with the episodes. For instance, a couple of years ago, jokes about ED and Viagra came up over several consecutive episodes, and I personally got a lot of ads for ED medication. This is a girl, by the way.
Okay, that's good to clarify that, because I'm thinking, well, maybe it's targeted for some reason.
As I say, if this is targeted advertisement, their fucking technology sucks.
Well, maybe it's for a husband or boyfriend.
Well,
I've recently got a lot of
fair.
GLP-1 ads, which is a topic.
I've been talking about that shit.
What's GLP-1?
That's my my medication I take.
Oh, the medication. Oh, right. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Which has been discussed over the few episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Strangely,
I'm down almost 36 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was fishing for a compliment, and you fucking took the bait.
Yeah, I knew.
What am I supposed to not say? Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
Fuck off. I'll never compliment you again.
You gotta be more like me, Jack. Be like, oh, really? You can't tell.
You know what?
Could have fooled me, man.
As a podcast friend, I'm giving you 4.7.
Let's see here. Strangely, for my ads for the See You Next Tuesday were mainly for mega gun stores 2 states away. Could there be a correlation? Maybe some super fans on the Second Amendment also listen to podcasts that use certain words that came up several times on See You Next Tuesday, referenced in the show title. I don't know. again, I definitely have no bias or basis for understanding how podcast ads work. My ads are probably wildly different from other listeners. I probably tampered with my privacy and ad settings at some point. Changing subjects completely. About a month ago or so, Matt mentioned that he was considering getting an inflatable raft just in case his neighborhood floods.
Oh yeah, I still think about that all the time.
Our neighborhood in Tennessee has also had pretty bad floods in the past. And a few years ago, we were stranded in our house twice. After what was that hurricane hit North Carolina? Helene, yeah. Which thankfully didn't impact our neighborhood. I had also been thinking it might be a good idea to have a raft or a kayak in some way to get around the next time we get stuck. My husband talked me out of it by pointing out that while some flood waters may appear to be still and calm, there's a real risk of being swept away, especially an amateur paddler like myself. Just something to consider. Thanks, everyone, for your hard work on this podcast. I've always enjoyed tuning into your ramblings. There's also a follow-up email to this as well. Following up on that last email, just remembered the group has been discussing the shooting and White Lotus. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Been discussing the shooting and White Lotus season 3, which would probably be the more closely related to the gun store ads. Sorry about that. Please.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
This is
interesting.
Amanda.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, thanks,
Well, thank
Amanda.
you.
We need to fucking gamify this now. Like we should like radically change the things that we talk about to see what commercials we can get to pop up on the show. Like next week we should have a conversation about what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna give us
No.
Rogaine for Jack.
Rogaine for Jack.
Well, I think we talk about hair all the time.
That's
I'm
true.
surprised
Okay.
there's not many of those on there.
Life rafts.
Life rafts. We need to.
But
Okay,
her husband makes a point though. Just because you have a raft doesn't mean
life raft. Say it again.
Sure. I get that aspect. But
it's better than having nothing.
It's better than having nothing. And God willing, if the creek don't rise, I don't know. I just always wanted to say
life
that.
raft. Just saying, I'm trying to trick the algorithm
If the
here.
creek don't rise.
What is it, Nick?
If the creek don't rise.
If the creek
You
don't
need to
rise.
get a raft.
You need
You
to
need
get
to
a
get a
raft.
life
because
raft.
A raft is the safest thing next to a boat.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, obviously,
I wish I
like,
knew where I could get a life raft right now.
Yeah.
I really wish.
Does Amazon
Just in
sell rafts?
case of emergency, you know, like you're stranded, you don't have food, you know, you can't get water.
I got an air
you know,
mattress, but that's not a raft.
you know,
No.
and then there's a zombie apocalypse happening. You need a life raft.
Yeah, exactly.
Life rafts would be amazing during a zombie.
Did they have life rafts?
You're right.
Life rafts. Life rafts.
Because
at Comic-Con?
zombies can't swim.
You
So
don't know that. Do you know
Well-
any zombies? You don't know.
Nick's
I
got
have
a
not
point,
seen them
man.
being swimming. Like I would just imagine they would.
What if the zombies have their own fucking life raft, dude?
Then I'm fucked.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Zombies
Yeah, like
on life.
there's different categories of zombies. Are we talking about like the slow walkers? Or are we talking about like the World War Z, like the fast runner ones? You know,
They can row really quickly
row,
in their
yeah.
life rafts,
They're organized.
or they can swim.
I would imagine if they can get in the water and swim, that they would just use their teeth to gnash at the, inflatable life raft.
What
And
show
then
or
it would-
movie was I watching that had fast zombies?
that's brings me back to having a canoe or a
Oh,
kayak.
I know. Never mind.
I really would like to have a vessel that I could travel through water in on.
Well, if you say you're on the Titanic,
Yeah,
a raft would have been a good thing to carry.
there should have been more life rafts on
Yeah.
the
It's an
Titanic. There's
unsinkable
no
ship,
doubt about
Jack.
that.
Yeah,
And the Federal Reserve was not going to. Nothing was getting in the way of that thing.
I get it.
Look, I'm landlocked where I am. I don't have to worry about tsunamis on the hitting me.
No,
in-
you got
in
Lake
North
Michigan.
Yeah, if there's a tsunami in Lake Michigan, then I'm fucked and I need a life raft.
Chicago
imagine
just
some
all
of the
falls
people
into
in-
the fucking lake and just
Sure, some of the people in Hawaii, when that tsunami warning came through, they're like, I wish I had a life raft.
Yeah,
Although you just have to get to high ground.
or at least a key to Oprah's gate.
Because you don't want to be in the water. The water, you're fucked. Sorry. I guess that's one incident that you don't need it. Well, anyway.
we got one more.
Oh,
Is it about Hawaii being a spaceship?
How'd you know? No. All right. This one is titled Legos.
Oh,
Legos.
okay.
Oh, that's another ad. They don't advertise.
No.
Yeah.
Lego doesn't advertise?
No,
They don't need
I mean,
to.
I guess they don't have yet.
Have y'all seen the new Death Star? It's gonna flop so hard.
It does not. I don't
What
like
about
it.
a Lego raft?
I do
they
not
have
like
that?
it.
No.
Not one
now
bit.
you're thinking, Jack.
I'm trying.
You can't even make a bunch to make a big sphere with it.
Right. It's. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to do the original toy from the '70s, which was just a wedge. But it's like no, I'm not paying $1,000
want a wedge
of the Death Star.
Yeah, give me.
What about
a
$1,000
half so I can buy
wedge?
2 of them? Yeah, I don't know. I don't
that be
like
good?
it.
I mean, the thing is, like, you're charging that amount, and all the minifigures are basic legs. Like, there's nothing special about any of the minifigs. It's just like you're just fucking with me now, Lego.
Yeah, I think Krennic maybe. I don't think he's really.
Someone
appeared
should
in
really
anything, but-
throw Lego like a life raft to kind of revive themselves from. This
All right, let's get to
atrocity.
this last email. We're
right.
already pushing daisies.
Hello, gentlemen.
With
First, sorry,
Wait,
Jack.
who is that? I'm sorry. Who is that email from? I didn't hear who
The
was
first one,
Amanda.
Amanda,
Thank you,
She's written in a
Amanda,
couple times.
for
from
referencing
Tennessee.
me.
There's a song about her, and Fossa made a song about her.
Take you by the hand and make you understand, Amanda. That's also my wife's name.
Oh,
No.
And she heard you sing that and still with you. Huh?
Yeah.
How would Dave Matthews sing that song?
I don't even know. I can't do it.
brain cannot compute.
All right. Hello, gentlemen. First, sorry, Jack, for the Lego talk. I know you guys collect Legos, and they are fun to put together to display. But with all the nooks and crannies, they are a pain to clean.
The dust. Yeah.
Yes.
I am wondering, what do you use to clean your displays? Do you use
I
a-
don't.
Do you use a small hand vacuum?
I do.
If so, what kind? Or do you use dusters like Swifters? I figured I would ask Lego geniuses like you guys. And there's
I've
another
never even
paragraph.
thought about that being an issue.
I will first make the admission that I am not a Lego genius by any stretch, especially when compared to these two. The only reason I've actually gotten back into Legos is because of you guys, actually. So you guys are the Lego genii, not me.
I'll let Matt talk while I'm going to go get my little mini vacuum and I'll show you.
Oh, he's got a mini vac too. I got a
I
mini
do.
vac.
1 second.
I don't know what brand
Fucking
this one is.
nerds. I love it.
It's actually my.
You
my
gotta
wife-
have your Lego vacuum. You guys,
My wife- my
you guys have never talked about your Lego vacuums.
Well, the thing is that my
Oh,
wife,
dude, vacuums.
my
are the
my
new
wife
life
is more of
rafts
the
right now.
My
In
wife
fact,
is more of
if
the
you're
planner
on-
than I am. So
if you're on the life raft,
she's-
you better bring your vacuum.
You need a vacuum for the life raft for
'Cause
sure.
it can pump the water out, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
um
Wait, whose Lego vacuum is bigger?
so Nick, you'd be wrong to think that I got a chance to talk. Anyway,
Well,
this
because
one,
we just discovered that vacuum is the new life raft. So we're
Vacuum is the new-
pivoting. We are
Vacuum.
pivoting
Mini
to vacuum now.
vacuums. Yes.
Yes.
mine is called Clean My Bricks.
I've seen those.
Yeah, and my wife had picked this one up.
So is
as I
that
was
really
trying to-
made for Legos?
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
and it has like a little
Wow.
nozzle
duster.
attachment here, and then it even has like a little thing that you pop out so that if it does vacuum up one, you can get them pretty easily. My wife is more of the planner, so she is the one that picked this one out. It works pretty good. You just plug it in, USB cord, what have you, and does the job. So not bad.
Yep.
What do you've got the industrial strength one?
I do. So first thing you want to do, if you have a dedicated room or space for Legos, try to buy a very good air purifier for that room, because that will help get a lot of the dust out first. I know, geeks. I know.
No, I'm fascinated by this.
It's because, dude, dust and Legos, it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I'll be honest with you. Until we got this
For-
email, I never thought it was a problem.
It's a problem.
Well, and if you have a cat like we do, we have two. I mean, geez, like the cat.
Nothing worse
hair
than having
just-
pussy all over your Legos.
You do. You get a lot of pussy hair on the Legos, and But I mean, it just starts to kind of collect with all of the other follicles, and then you got this layer.
You get a lot of pussy being a Lego collector.
I just broke a Lego. Fuck.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then my mini vacuum I have is called a Fantic.
Oh, Fantic.
I love Fantic, dude.
But yeah, same as like Matt's. Mine comes with like 8 different attachments. So this one's just your standard kind of thing. Then it's got a brush on the end, and then you've got nice. Chris actually does have a Fantic.
I wasn't fucking with you.
I
thought
you were just totally.
How long does it take you to clean your? And how often do you do it? How often do you clean?
You don't have to do it that often.
Well, however you want to.
Depends on the room and how much traffic, as in how often you walk through it. But
do you lock your room so dust doesn't go in? You mean you close, keep the door shut?
Most dust, unless it's like right next to an air conditioner, is dead human skin cells. So the more you're in,
I knew that. But
nice.
But yeah, like screwdriver set too.
Mine's really simple. It's this power button here. You put it on low or high, and then this is where everything goes in. You got a little air filter. But it's simple, easy to empty, and. But yeah, you just kind of.
I can't believe StreamYard let that one go.
I missed it. Sorry. But yeah.
What is
my little Fantic rechargeable screwdriver?
Right.
I thought that was a nose hair trimmer.
That's what I thought too. I go.
Okay. I mean, we are of a certain.
Got a little light on it. It's pretty cool.
What do you use it for?
Well, let me give you my screwdriver advertisement.
Oh, is that what it is?
You can't do a screwdriver on the raft, though.
Oh, look at those screws.
You see little screwdriver bits in here, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Those are like micro screws.
Yeah, there's like tons of them, right?
I like it.
It's really, really cool. And that slides into this little, like so.
Slide that screw in there.
I just drop it right in, and then the screwdriver goes inside.
Wow.
Here.
Wow. That is cool.
That's organized.
It's all like magnetic and shit, and you just charge it up. USB-C. This thing's the balls.
Yeah, mine's USB-C as well.
That thing does not screw around.
No, it doesn't.
It might be more helpful than a lifeboat. I mean, depends on the situation,
Yeah.
Well,
if you gotta do some screwing, what are you gonna do with a fucking lifeboat?
Was that all the emails that we got?
There's one more little paragraph here.
Jesus.
Okay. All right.
Oh, fuck.
A few more notes, since it's been a while since you last recorded, and if Nick is not there, who knows when you'll read this?
That's true.
Superman and Fantastic Four were excellent. The season premiere of South Park was hysterical.
It was.
We forgot to talk about that.
It might beat the Lord of the Rings episode as my favorite episode of all time. And the last thing, rest in peace to Ozzy. That death hurts. That's all. Thanks for the podcast. Keep on rocking, Jessica.
That whole email was from Jessica?
Yeah, the 3.0 friend. Yeah.
We could have probably just left that one.
Yeah.
Wow, what a downer. But if you do want to send us an email, and we will read it, send it
eventually.
An email at rcadcast@gmail.com. Only one of us has access to it, so they'll be the ones reading.
Only one of us can remember the password.
Only one of us has access to produce the show, and sometimes they forget what day it is. So
you better hope Nick and Matt take care of themselves if this show's done.
I think Nick and I said, the show you'll never see is Chris and Jack.
Chris and me.
Oh, Chris and you, yeah.
We wouldn't know what the fuck.
We don't know how to start the podcast.
No. Jack doesn't know how to start the podcast either, so
I don't know the password.
That's right. So it's just Matt. Yeah, we're all in Matt's hands.
We're just kind of a reservoir dogs of demise here.
I did have I did get. I was in California. Of course you did. I did buy some chewables things. The things, and this one was a relaxer. And actually, my son-in-law had it, so I took half. I just took half because it's not supposed to make you high or anything or hallucinate, which is great. But I was at the end of the night. I'm watching TV on my computer at night, so I go, I got to put the stuff underneath the bed that we're sleeping in. So I laid on the floor, and I think I slept there for a little bit. I was like, yes, I can't move my hands. My hands. I was like so relaxed. I just went and slept. Then I woke up. I go, where am I? Because I didn't know where I was at, but. Yeah, and then I went to go buy some stuff, and this lady, I didn't realize there were so many DNCs, PNCs, whatever she was saying. I'm looking at her, I go, I don't know what you're saying. It was whatever the different brands
The
are.
different THCs, you mean?
THCs, that's what it is. And she's rattling them off. I go, look, I just want something that's going to make me sleep, that doesn't make me hallucinate. I go, and I want something that can relax me and take away the pain. The other things I don't care about. I just don't want to see things. I go, last year Chucky was trying to kill me.
She was probably like, "What did you get?"
Yeah,
Where can I find it?
She says her mom takes 80 milligrams a day.
Jeez.
What?
I go, what? I go, man, I can't take 10. She goes, her mom just takes 80 milligrams a day. I go, is she in a coma?
Toast. Yeah.
I mean, I'm on
Yeah.
15 right about now.
Right.
Nice.
That's
I can do I do
stage
about
right there.
5. That's about it max
Yeah.
for me. But anyway,
I wanted to show you guys at least the two of the Star Wars fans. So I usually do my Christmas shopping at Comic-Con when I go. I got my sister some earrings, and these are little
That's
lightsabers.
cool.
Those are cool.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
does she watch the show?
Well, she's a huge Star Wars fan. Like
No,
me.
I'm saying if she watches the show, then she's looking to know what you got her.
Oh God, no.
Nobody's watching the show
Nobody watches
after
this
2
guy.
hours.
So
Literally,
20
it's just
20
us
minutes.
four and Sherry.
While you guys are talking about how much your vacuum cleaners
Suck.
Yeah.
I went to go check out my Legos to see how dusty they are because I have never cleaned the dust off of them. And I have somehow fucked up my Slave One. And I don't know how it's
Don't
supposed
you
to
mean
go back.
Boba Fett's ship?
Nope.
Boba Fett's starship.
Our ship? Yeah.
His
I'm not
Zoom
sure how
Zoom
this is supposed
machine.
to.
All right, let's end this
Did
before
you
we
get
get
the
on
new
Star
one?
Wars.
Did you actually get Slave One, or did you get the new one? This
Oh,
is-
I got Jack
No,
now.
it is actually
These
Slave
are
One.
my
Cool.
least two favorite subjects: Legos and Star Wars. Randy's fucking dead now.
And
stand
there's
them.
a lot of dust on this thing too.
Oh, Randy says that he sent an email last week. It's not in the inbox, Randy. So
Is it
send
in the
again.
spam?
But not right now because we're ending the show.
That's right.
Send us
Hey,
the emails
it's
at
almost midnight.
rcadcast@gmail.com. Go over to Jay and Jack, become a patron. Some people make this show possible, but you know who we really show up for?
Rafts.
The people in the chat.
Vacuum
Thank
cleaners.
you
Right.
everybody that shows up in the live chat here. Join us on YouTube. Follow us at Ramblecast Afterdark, all spelled out like that. Subscribe to us there. But thank you everybody that shows up and listens to us. I don't think I'd seen Will for a while. Randy, Matt Treist, of course. Thanks, Matt K and Sherry. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But I know there were more listeners. But also the patrons, we'd like to thank them because they're so special. You make this show possible.
Love you.
We Eckhart Richter, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed the Cool California letter carrier. Thank you for doing what you do and making this show possible. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
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 Same time, same back
Yeah.
channel. Thursday, 9:30. Thanks a lot. And yeah, that's all I got. So what else?
Get in lifeboats with your vacuum cleaners and screwdrivers.
And your
And
pack
we'll
of
see you
Legos.
next week.
Hasta luego.